All right. We are live. Hey, everyone. Welcome to... there we go. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Victory Condition Gaming. My name is Doug. Tonight on the show, we are playing Heavy Metal Thunder Mouse.
Woo!
Woo! Designed by Derek Kamal. Derek is also on to GM this game. I'm excited. Derek, thanks for coming on and doing this for us tonight.
Thanks for having me. I'm stoked to. It's good to see and talk to you again. I don't think I talked to you since the interview back in last year, so I'm stoked to be hanging with you guys and playing some game.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Your book is out. It is for sale. I put the link. If folks want to get a copy, they can click the link down below in the description and pick up a copy of Heavy Metal Thunder Mouse. We're gonna play some pre-gens tonight. We're just gonna kind of we're just gonna roll with it. And this is the first time that I've featured a Fate system game on the channel, so it might be a little rocky, but bear with us.
You're in terrible hands.
We think we have some workarounds, so I think it'll work out pretty well. But we might come up with a little bit of technical issues every once in a while, but bear with us. Some of us are going to be multitasking. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm just going to hand the show over to Derek. This is me. Boop. Right over to you, sir.
I feel it. I feel the handoff. All right. Well, tonight we are going to be playing Heavy Metal Thunder Mouse, which, for those who don't know, is the Fate role-playing game of mice and their motorcycle clubs or gangs, if you're that type of person. And we are mouse-sized mice. So those of you who have like the Biker Mice from Mars thing in your head, at least when they're like human-sized, or Pugmire where they're human-sized. No, we're mouse-sized mice, and we reside in Thunder City, USA. And all you need to know about Thunder City, USA is that it was an explosion, a huge port city after World War II when the motorcycle companies came. And once these companies arrived, mice began investigating the noises they heard. And somehow, for some reason, as fiction demands, they discovered a way to create their own motorcycles. And our players tonight are kind of like a generation later, after the gangs are an established fact of Thunder City, USA. So Thunder City is your typical coastal American city. We got docks. We've got a huge park. We've got the business district. Lots of spaces for wonderful murine adventure. And what we're going to do as we play, we're going to get going. And whenever we hit a point where I need to discuss how Fate works, we'll get there. But the basic mechanic is that anytime we need to resolve something, we're going to roll 4 funny-looking dice called fudge dice or Fate dice. And instead of numbers or pips, these have pluses and minuses and blanks. We roll, we total them up, counting the minus sign as -1, the plus as +1, the blanks as zeros. Then we add the relevant skill modifier, and I will let you know if you hit your target number and what drama ensues after that. The other kind of main mechanic of Fate is the use of aspects, and we're going to get into that in just a second with our characters. But in a general sense, aspects are little phrases that describe why something or someone is important or what's interesting about them. So our mice, as we're going to go over in just a minute, they have their own concept aspect, which is kind of not really their class, but their big idea of the character. They've got trouble, and they've got 3 other aspects. And we'll see aspects pop up with our enemies. We'll see them pop up in the scenery. And these come into effect when the roll doesn't really go your way and you need a boost. They work in conjunction with Fate points. So if somebody's trying to make that sweet jump off of a broken bit of cardboard, and they miss their driving roll, maybe they have an aspect they can invoke, which narratively explains why their mouse actually makes the jump. And then they spend a Fate point to get +2 or to reroll or a few other things that we'll talk about once we hit that point. But I would just like to go ahead and jump in and find out a little bit about our mice tonight. So Doug, would you kick us off and tell us a little bit about who you're playing?
I am playing Twofer, and it says under here the description says he's a small mouse, sometimes mistaken for a rat, because I have a longer, pointier snout and than most mice. And I'm dark brown with a light tan underside. And let's see here, though his back is always covered by his cut. Twofer was able to construct his own little biker cap, which he wears non-ironically. I should have got my own cap and worn it tonight.
You got your Rob Halford motorcycle cap ready to go?
Yeah, I should have picked one up and worn it. Let's see here. My description is Twofer has a slick black motorcycle, and I keep it meticulously clean. And the machine resembles a Vincent Black Shadow. It's my prized possession.
Absolutely.
That's
what's your concept there, Twofer?
My concept says Club Grunt. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So being the and again, you'll kind of ease your way into Twofer, but being the Club Grunt, you're just kind of always around. You're always there. I don't want to tell you how to play your character too much.
No, that's
but,
fine.
you're just kind of the run of the mill patch member.
Sure.
And what other mice are joining us this fine evening?
I didn't even give everybody an introduction. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm handing it back to you.
Tonight on the show, we also have some excellent role players who you've probably seen on many other sections here on Victory Condition Gaming. I have the always exceptional RPG talented person, player, game designer, Tim Devine. Tim, thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Tim, who are you playing tonight?
So I was looking through them all, and they all looked so wonderful. And I had my eye on one of them until I read the first line of the description of this one, because I just share so much more in common with this mouse than I have any other character. So I'm playing the character of the mouse, Johnny Rad. And Johnny Rad's description is his club would call him White Lightning if he didn't hate the name so much. That was a little nickname that I had in high school when I ran track, and I also did not like that.
The old personal tie-in. That's excellent.
Yeah, so I feel a bond here. So Johnny, he's a white mouse with a black stripe down his back. Normally has on his jacket, his cut, his little mouse cut. And let's see here. He's the VP. He isn't especially big or smart, but he is the Veep, and he knows what he is doing. I think my concept here was the hasty road captain.
Yeah.
So sort of, I mean, I'm just Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy. Just like
yeah, that's right.
Sort of, Stuart Little meets Jax Teller
with a built-in rivalry.
Oh yes, and then my rivalry is with Clank, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how Clank, a patch member, has his eyes on the office, and I've got my eye on Clank.
As you should. Excellent. Well, thank you. Thanks, Tim. Tim, and the next player that we have is an awesome crafter, awesome gamer, awesome content creator, just awesome person in general. Josh Melville, aka Halloweenville on YouTube. Josh, thanks for coming on and doing this actual play with us. You want to tell folks who your character is tonight?
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Tonight I am playing Maga. That's how you say it, right? Maga?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm saying it right. He's a solid black mouse with a rusty brown belly. A bit of his ear is missing for reasons he doesn't readily disclose. His father was a prominent member of a prominent club in the city. After he passed, Maga inherited his bike, but not his position. Since then, he has been looking for a place among the gangs. And the description of his bike is a small burgundy motorbike, belongs to Maga. It has custom suspension perfected by his dad, so it rides like a dream. It closely resembles what the humans would call an Indian Scout motorcycle.
Nice.
And
cool.
His concept is the lone wolf.
Yes.
So you're a loner, Dottie, a rebel?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's excellent. So those are our mice, and you guys have probably noticed by now that you've got 3 sections of your playbook, and that includes, of course, your mouse, which is all their aspects and their skills and their stunts, and let me take a minute to talk about stunts, because if I don't, you guys may not use them. Stunts are your special moves. Stunts allow you to bend or sometimes even break the rules depending on what's going on. So if you haven't yet, it would be a good idea to kind of look over your stunts. And that way you can kind of showcase how awesome your mouse is when the time comes. We also have, as Maga showed us, the section on your bike. And your bike has an aspect. Some of your bikes have stunts, like Johnny has the stunt Pure Nitrous. So he basically gets to succeed with style for free. Succeeding with style means you succeeded by 3 steps, and you get to do something awesome. And the final section of your playbook is the club. So one thing I thought we would do, we started with pre-gens, as you guys saw, but I thought it would be cool to go ahead and get like a little bit of backstory in there as we go, to give us something to feed on as the story progresses. And some of the pre-gens have clubs built in. We're going to nix that and talk a little bit about the club that we're in and why we're in a club together. So let me just pose the question. What is the name of your motorcycle club?
Tim, I'm going to refer to you on this one.
The name of the club?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Since you're the VP.
I'm the VP. I gotta name it. Oh no. About the cheese wheels. I don't know.
The cheese wheels.
The cheese wheels.
Okay, I like it.
It sounds unanimous to me.
See, this is why I put Tim in charge of these things, because
Yeah.
That's why you elected me your VP.
That's right. That's right.
So if the cheese wheels had a mission statement, what would that be?
Trying to think here. What do you think, Josh? This is tougher than this is harder than.
Are we sticking with cheese puns? Are we?
Yeah. Let's stick with cheese puns, because we're mice. We might as well.
Live free or die Havarti.
Hey.
See.
So congratulations,
Man.
you just wrote your first aspect. So just like you guys, the club has some aspects. They're called beliefs, and you also get a fate pool of 3 points. And because we don't have tokens in front of us, we might lose track. I'm going to try to keep up with them, but we might lose track of the points, but that's fine. And these club beliefs can be invoked just like character beliefs or character aspects or scene aspects. So if ever you are in a bind and you just feel a burning in your mousy heart that says, man, you got to live free or die Havarti, that might be worth, that might be just the thing you need to spend that fate point and win that role. Your club also has skills and I already said aspect, but one one gang stunt that all you guys can use together. But I think to kind of get to the action, we're going to hold off on that.
Okay.
And as it comes up, I'll present it to you guys if we need to, because otherwise I think we're ready to kind of potentially get things going here. But are there any questions at this point before we kind of open our first scene?
I'm good.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Excellent. So, well, first of all, what is your clubhouse? What is the clubhouse of the cheese wheels? What do you guys imagine would be the place where you guys have kind of carved out a home where you hang out between jobs and drink stale beer and fix your motorcycles?
Oh, it's got to be somewhere like near the Cabot cheese factory.
that's a reference to our region. Yes. Cabot cheese factory. Yes, that's a big place. It's out in the middle of nowhere, but we'll put it in.
Yeah, it is now there in Thunder City.
Yes, exactly.
So is it like actually in the cheesery, or is it kind of like adjacent to it?
Are we in like the shipping department?
Ooh, that would be good, because all the cheese is already ready to go, so we can just snatch it as we
Right,
do.
we're in like some hole in the wall in the cheese in the shipping department.
And are the humans in this world? The humans are kind of like tertiary, or they're always on the kind of the periphery.
Right.
There, when you need something terrible to happen, a human just might show up. But are these humans aware of the fact that you guys are stealing their cheese, or have you guys kind of kept it on the down low?
What do you guys think?
Should it be some sort of symbiont thing or symbiosis where we like we keep some of the stray cats or something like that away? Or
There we go.
So then you clearly have a human contact. Who's the human contact at the cheesery that you guys work with from time to time?
I think we have to go with the shipping manager.
Okay.
Like the guy. So I don't know what his name is going to be, but yeah, I think what's that?
Kent.
Okay, Kent. I like it.
So I think what I'm going to do is, and you guys can jot this down on your sheets as well. I'm going to write an aspect for a gang belief called Kent is a friend.
Okay.
Why don't you guys something a little snappier? And that way it's down and it's now a part of the world that it's pretty unique that you guys have a human contact that you work with. So that's worth noting.
Nice.
All right, cool. I like that aspect. It sounds like a Randy Newman song.
And has there been any particular cats or other animals or other gangs that you guys have had recent contests with that you've had to defend the Cabot cheese factory from?
Raccoons, the black.
Oh my gosh,
gang.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah,
Get out of
You guys
here.
are locked in. You guys are locked in.
That's too funny.
All-star group tonight, Derek. We got to.
You guys are on another level. Awesome. This is some great background. There's definitely going to be some raccoon mischief at some point. So let's open up on the Veep on Johnny Rad. You're dead asleep. And I'm imagining maybe you sleep in like one of those big box of matches with like a rag or something. I don't know.
I like that. Or maybe since I'm Johnny Rad, I'm pretty cool. Maybe like a box, like a cigarette box.
There you go, an empty cigarette box. And the first thing you hear is the crunching of the cigarette box. It's thump, thump, crackle, crunch, and then you start to feel the force of the whatever it is, whatever's happening right now. You kind of blearily open your eyes, and coming into your interview is a brown mouse wearing spectacles. I don't know where she got them. She probably stole them from like a doll or something. And she's fretting very hard. Oh, Johnny, wake up, Johnny.
Hey, what is it?
Johnny, wake up, Johnny.
I'm up.
Johnny.
I'm awake.
Johnny. Oh, you're awake. Okay, sorry.
Crunching the bed.
Please. Yeah, that's awesome.
Johnny, you gotta help me. It's terrible.
Do I know who this is? First of all,
you're still waking up. So
okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah. You gotta help me, Johnny. It's little Ernest. He's gone, Johnny. You gotta help me. And you coming to you vaguely remember this person. You've being centralized at this cheese place. You guys do a lot of community service, I would imagine. So you're like, yeah, some event where she knows you somehow. And she just keeps repeating, they took Ernest. I can't find him. You gotta help me, Johnny. You gotta help me.
Come on. You run this by twofer? I mean, these things they don't go straight to the top. Come on.
Are you serious right now? For all I've done for you, you're gonna send me to that grunt twofer?
All right, you gotta give me a second. You gotta give me a second.
Fine, I'll go talk to Twofer. Forget you anyway. So she stomps off, leaving you to hopefully at least catch your breath, where she finds Twofer doing something.
I'm cleaning my bike because it's got to be spotless
Naturally.
So I'm just polishing the gas, the gas tank there in the front, and just trying to
Twofer, I need you to talk to your boss right now. Ernest is missing. You need to go talk to him.
So do I know who this mouse is?
Yes.
All right.
She is. Everybody just calls her Granny.
Granny. I was hoping maybe Johnny was living with his mom still.
I'm okay with the head of Tim is.
Fine with me.
Awesome. That's the club mom. She's still hanging around. Johnny's mom is like the biker mama. What's Maga doing during all of this? As Johnny's mom is just going all over the place, hysterical.
I'm just kicked back, leaned up against the wall, got a splinter in my mouth. Yeah, watching this unfold.
Noise. Yeah. Tufa, go and get your boss. He won't even listen to me. Go get him.
All right. So I'll go. Is Johnny in the other room? Is that is he in the next room over? I guess. Yeah.
That's Johnny.
Johnny, where are you at?
I went right back to sleep.
You went right back to sleep. All right. Someone will wake you up. Be like, "Hey, Johnny, your mom wants you."
Run it by Twofer. I can't deal with this right now.
Johnny, it is Twofer. It's like this. Hey.
All right. I need a drink. I need coffee. Something. Some sort of.
Your mom's freaking out.
All right. I gotta gather myself. Who else is here?
Megan's in the other. He's in the other room.
All right. Well, I guess we should probably see what she wants. She's talking about, what was she talking about? Some Ernie?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. She said you weren't listening to her, so she just sent me to go come deal with you. So you up? You gonna get up now?
Yeah. All right. Let's go. But
all right, so
we're stopping by the break room. I imagine we do a little thing where we walk through the human break room, but just below the counter level, like lip. Catch a little bit of the from the spirit.
Yeah, this is kind of like a straight. It's like your morning routine. You just get up, take a loop, and then you're back in the club. At this point, Granny has attached herself to Maga. Maga, they're not doing anything. You need to take care of this right now.
I ain't got to do nothing, lady.
I always knew you were rude. I don't know why they took you into the cheese wheels. You're a loner.
I do.
You're a loner.
I know. It's how it is.
All right. So when Twofer and Johnny walk back in, she's not any calmer. In fact, she's more irritated now because Maga has just been so unhelpful.
You got to stop giving Maga such a hard time. You know,
it's your cousin Ernie. It's your cousin Ernie. You got to help him. He's missing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Where'd you see him last?
Well, last time I saw him was at home. He came home and then he was gone. But he was always sneaking off into the business district. He was always trying to get some of those crullers. He had just a thing for crullers. He just couldn't resist the human sweets. And the best bakeries in town are in the business district. So I have no doubt that's where he went. That's where you got to start looking. Now, you don't remember your cousin. I mean, with mice, there's so many cousins and sisters and brothers, and the families are so large. If you know Ernest, you've forgotten him by now. But it's your mom. What are you guys gonna do?
All right. Well, I guess we could probably just get the bikes ready and head over there. We don't have anything else planned today. Do we have anything else planned today, Twofer? I haven't checked my schedule.
No, just regular maintenance of everything. That's it. We can drop that though.
All right.
Let's go look for your cuz. Do we know what he looks like? What's he look like?
He's Ernest. Come on. He's small. He's brownish. He's got that very distinctive, cut in his ear like this. You know him. You know him when you see him.
You're doing it again. You're doing that thing where you describe. You just described like 100 of our relatives.
All right. Well, Ernest. I know what the problem is. You don't call him Ernest. You call him Clank. It's Clank. There we go. That's all this
Aw,
confusion.
you kidding me?
It's
Are you kidding me
turning.
with Clank?
He's your cousin. Fine. You do what you want. I will see you at home or not. And then she storms off.
All right.
So
we gotta get bigger locks on these doors, guys.
hey, so Johnny, we gotta go find Clank.
Well, yeah, we're gonna find Clank, and we're gonna make sure that he, doesn't do anything to put us in our club at risk again.
That sounds good.
He's a hothead.
Maga, what do you think about that?
All right, I'll go, but only to show you other micelings how it's done. And for the curlers. I'm in it for the curlers. Nothing else.
There will be curlers. Right. Well,
our epilogue scene.
Oh yeah, there will definitely be an epilogue. You gotta have a good epilogue when there's a one shot. So all right. So if there's nothing else, then we mount up and we ride. So I would like for one of you. One thing I like about being the GM is I get to make you guys do stuff. So I'm gonna have one of you kind of describe the exit pattern as you're leaving your mouse hole and vacating the shipping department of this cheesery.
Who wants to do that?
I think it might be on you, Doug. I don't know.
All right. So I'm guessing we're gonna follow the leader, and I'm going to assume that Johnny jumps on his bike and gives it a good kick and revs it up.
Oh yeah. I've got
darts out.
I didn't describe my bike earlier. It's a great orange chopper. It's got no muffler, barely an engine casing, and it's loud.
Oh, nice.
Its aspect is actually that it's the loudest.
So you just rev it. You rev it as loud as you can because you're kind of annoyed, and you just take off.
Mom, I'm kind of imagining.
Can we add one thing real quick? Is that Johnny's mom leans out to yell one last thing, and at that moment he lets his engine go and drowns it out.
I'm kind of imagining just like a short little montage. There's like some guitars playing, and it's like you mounting up, like close up on the exhaust pipe, close up on your hands, and like there's drowning out all sound. It's just the loudest thing ever, and then it cut to a wide shot of the actual shipping department, and you kind of hear this little like sounds like a pencil sharpener off in the distance.
Nice, I like it. All
right, so you guys are tearing off. Tuck your tails under your arms, make sure they don't get caught in the chain or anything like that. Yeah. You're tearing off down.
I'm gonna straighten my hat before I
you don't want to lose that.
And
that's
then
a prize commodity.
We just take off. I have a feeling that Megan Maga is like doing like a wheelie as he's bolting out of there.
Oh yeah,
because he wants to show off to everybody. Nice.
Awesome.
Is it what's the time of day?
Usually you guys set out at night. So it's we're gonna say gloaming, so it's just before the sun goes down.
Okay,
nice.
And as you guys shoot out in a straight line through the small little notch in the wall that you guys use as your regular entrance and exit, I'm gonna have you all make driving rolls because you realize just in time that there's a raccoon diving at you.
Ah, nice.
So everybody's gonna roll driving, and
so it looks like my driving skill is 3. Is that right?
Yes. And let me go ahead and jump in real quick before you roll and tell you about teamwork. So one of the many things I like about Fate is the teamwork rule. And so you have options when you do teamwork. The first one is really what might apply here, should you guys choose to do it. Basically, whoever has the highest skill or the highest level of the skill in question rolls for everybody, and then gets +1 for everyone else who's helping out. And then you guys suffer the consequences or the success together. One of the things you can do is create an advantage. And this gets into the 4 actions, which I'll try not to I'll try not to sidebar us too much with the 4 actions. But those are overcome, which is basically what you guys are going to do now. Just typical RPG role. Does what I want to happen. Attack and defend, which are pretty straightforward, which there will definitely be some fighting tonight. And then the fourth one is create an advantage. And this is where you either roll to create an aspect or to utilize one that's already in play. And the way this works, plays into teamwork is when you create an advantage, it gets a free invocation, just like a fate point that will give you +2 or let you reroll. And what you guys can do, you wouldn't do this now, but later on, and I'll remind you again, you can create advantages and just stack invocations onto it so that whoever is acting can cash in on those invocations later. So that's a quick little sidebar about actions and teamwork before you guys make your first roll here. So you got a raccoon diving at you. You're zooming out of the cheesery. That's not even a word. I just made it up. What happens next? What are we gonna do? So basically, I'll try not to railroad you guys too much, but basically you can roll driving individually to see if you get out of the way, or you could do the teamwork thing that I mentioned before.
Well, I have what's everybody's skill level for driving? I have a skill level of 3 to start out with.
I have the same.
I have a 2.
All right.
And I think I would encourage the teamwork aspect, but I think it might come in conflict a little with MAGA.
Yeah,
This is true.
That's true. Yeah, we haven't really gotten into the MAGA story, how the lone wolf got into the cheese wheels. I guess we'll come back to that later.
So can Johnny and I use our teamwork and then MAGA kind of do his own thing, or is that not allowed?
That's up to you guys.
MAGA?
MAGA. You guys are taking too long. I'm on. All right, let's see here. That's a 0. I'm assuming that the -1 cancels out a +1.
Right.
So I got a +1.
So you
I add it to the driving.
Yep. So that's a 4.
So that would be a 4.
All right. What are the rest of you is going to do?
I think we can do our teamwork, right?
All right.
Yeah, let's do our teamwork.
So you have the higher roll.
All right, so I'll roll. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Oh shoot!
Was there immediate? Is this just how we're going out, or was there an immediate threat when we went out?
As soon as you went out, the raccoon was like, he
Gotcha.
he seems to have been waiting for you.
I rolled a -3.
Noise.
Yeah, no.
Let's hope. Well, actually, you would need to roll. Are you rolling for both of them? For both of you?
Yeah, he was rolling for both of us. So
Yeah,
I see.
All right. So your options now. Your options now are to. Well, let me roll to make sure I actually get to do what I want to do here. Oh yeah. So let's see what happens. First of all, Maga, you tied, and so what that means is that you succeed at a minor cost. So this raccoon is leaping just wildly. You know, truth be told, he was kind of starting to snooze a little bit because he'd been waiting for you guys for a while. So he just kind of wings your rear tire with its claw as he's diving forward, which causes you to spin out. And what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm gonna keep that in my pocket for right now. So now with the other two, as this raccoon is diving, he's gonna catch you both with his other paw. So here what your options are at this point. You can invoke an aspect and spend a point of fate to re-roll, which is what I would recommend, because your other option would be to spend a bunch of fate points to get enough +2 bonuses to get you to that hump, but you're never. It's gonna take. You're gonna burn all your fate points.
Right.
You
all
can
right.
use 1 fate point to re-roll if that's what
So
you
will
want to
you-
do. But you gotta explain to me how the aspect in question allows you to recover.
Let's see here.
Could it be our aspect, or our bikes, or just ours?
Any aspects that you think are relevant and that you have access to, and you have access to your club, your bike, and yourself. Another option is when you fail an overcome roll in this game, you can succeed, but it will be at a serious cost.
Let's see here.
Let me know if you need me to throw you a. I was gonna say throw you a bone. I'll throw you a hunk of cheese.
My aspect. So I
have at least one idea if you're stuck.
What are you thinking, Tim?
Let's see. So I'm imagining from Johnny's perspective. He's coming out. Something is about to happen. He wants to take control. He wants to coordinate the group, but we've got a lone wolf who revs and gets hit, spins out, and then you and I are kind of like caught in that thing. So the only thing I can think of is, this is aspects, right? Not stunts.
If the stunt's relevant, you can invoke it, and that would not necessarily cost any fate points.
So the pure nitrous, I mean, this is like trying to get out quick, like get away from it quickly. I could try to do that. Otherwise, use the aspect of loudest to try to like distract the raccoon. Like if I rev real loud or something like that at that moment, I can distract it. But those are the only two I can think that apply.
Sure, yeah, and this is kind of on Twofer since he's the active player. But because you guys are doing teamwork, I have no problem with you using one of those aspects, using the loudest in this case.
And can I shake it off? The light consequence of spinning out. You said it was a light one, right?
Well, so let's finish up with Twofer here, unless Twofer needs another minute to figure out what he's going to do.
Yeah, no, I don't have any. Like, I'm trying to look at my aspects. It's just there's like not much there.
All right, well, let's go to Maga while you're thinking about it. So when it comes to the consequences, that's you. Like if you're in a fight and you need to absorb some hits, a light consequence would be like, I twisted my wrist or something like that. So what I decided to do for your minor consequence was because you tied was to just tack an aspect onto your bike. So I don't know if people can see our little Google thingy, but I put
that's right
because the raccoon kind of just snagged the back of your bike. He actually poked a little hole in your gas line.
Oh,
and so
leaking gas.
So what I did was I created an aspect and I put it next to your character.
Yeah, I see it now.
That you're leaking gas. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. What I was going to suggest too for
bubble gum somewhere.
There you go. What I was going to suggest too for is you could do kind of what Johnny suggested, and Johnny revs his bike at the last minute, which kind of startles the raccoon. Or I was looking at your bike aspect. Your bike aspect is the night shadow.
Right.
Pretty dark. Maybe you just like swerved into a shadow at just the right time to potentially offset the raccoon.
Yeah, that sounds right. I was thinking that it was daylight, so I get. Yeah, I'm still trying to. Okay. So yeah, let's do that. That sounds good.
Okay, so you spend. I'm just gonna write down how many fate points you guys have. So you spend a point of fate to re-roll because.
All right. So now I'm going to re-roll, and that gives me a +1, so 4 total.
Okay, perfect. So you tie as well, and so because this raccoon is actually pretty good at rolling dice. I don't know why. Maybe he just found some in a garbage can or something. So let's see. What do you guys think? What would be a good minor cost at this point? Since you just kind of barely squeak past this raccoon, but something still happens. What happens?
I think maybe we like bump into each other and like he's dents like part of my meticulous bike, and I'm really upset about that now.
Okay, so you're a little stressed out. Okay. So, all right, cool. So I'm not going to make that an aspect, but I'm going to kind of keep that back in my pocket. You're a little cheesed off since we're going there. Since your bike got dinged. All right. So you guys kind of peeled, squeezed the brakes, and skid to a halt. All right, cool. I see what you did there, Tim. Thank you. You skid to a halt, and the raccoon in question is kind of getting her bearings as she's rising up from she stumbled pretty hard too with the impact. And she's like, "You little cheese wheels. I had the best score. I was gonna get it. The finest Limburger. And you little punks kept me out." What did you guys actually do to this raccoon to make sure she could not score that sweet, sweet Limburger?
Oh man.
Did we warn? Somehow we warned Kent that
Yeah.
something was going down.
Yeah. That stupid worker was right there. He was right there to scare me off. He had a broomstick and everything. I'm gonna get you guys for this. I'm never gonna forgive you for this. And she starts to lunge at you guys. What happens next?
Oh man. So with aspects, can you, even if it's an aspect that seems kind of negative, can you use it for an advantage if you're going to do a fate point?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then the other question is, you can't use someone else's. It would be up to them to use it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking for MAGA, the leaking gas could potentially work in your favor for leaving a little,
Oh, nice.
So slick, like an oil slick behind you as we get out of there, and raccoon goes the other direction.
Well, we don't have any weapons or anything like that, right? So we just got our bikes, our tails,
And our fists.
And your wits.
and our fists.
She's getting a little closer, and she's really just not happy at all. So what happens next?
Well,
so we're facing her, and she's facing us, and she's charging us.
Yes. And you probably got a good, I don't know, maybe about 10 yards or so. If that means anything in mouse scale.
right.
can I use the Kent as a friend?
Of course, yeah.
This is using one of my fate points, right?
You don't need to spend the point until you roll and you don't like the results of your roll. I mean, you can kind of use the aspect to inspire what you're going to do, but you wouldn't really need to invoke it and spend a fate point until you need the boost. The whole idea is that, you do something narratively to get a mechanical advantage. So, but you wouldn't need to do that until you actually roll.
Okay. Well, I think I'd like to roll for leadership to get you guys to both follow me, leading the raccoon in a specific direction, and then as we turn, potentially that leaky oil could cause it to slip a little bit. But I want the Kent as a friend is sort of we know that he's been setting up traps for this raccoon, and we're going to lead it right into one of those traps.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, cool. So we got two options here. You can just go ahead and we could do another round of driving rolls to make sure that you successfully lead her into the trap. Or with the leadership, that sounds more like you're going to create an aspect. So you could create an aspect like, the vice president's directions, and that's in play so that when the time comes, they can rely on those directions if they need a fate point later.
Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that one.
All right, cool. So go ahead and roll leadership.
So I've got, I'm good at leadership. Let me do my good here. I have my app.
Yeah, we got this nice app that I'm assuming Derek gets some sort of commission for referring the nice, what is it, the Nice Dice app?
Nice Dice. I get no commission. I'm just a fan.
Man.
The guy actually, well, here's the thing. I emailed the guy like on several occasions. I was like, can you make it so that you have two different colored dice in play? And he was like, why would you want to do that? And I said, Swords Without Master. So like a day later, the app had an update with that feature. And then I was like, you need to put fate dice on here. And then like literally 2 days later, there's an update with fate dice. So he was just very responsive, and it's a slick app. So
that's very cool. Yeah, it's very good.
All right. How leaderly have you been?
Does this look right? I used good. I don't know if you could see that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it says superb 5.
All right. So you actually succeed with style. And in this case, we're going to create an advantage on our little table here. What do we want to call this advantage that these guys can invoke later? The directions you're kind of giving them.
I mean, I guess it could just be coordination or something of that nature, like
Okay.
we're working in tandem.
Cool. And following your lead, I'm gonna make some little coins here. So let's see. I'm gonna say, just so it's more specific, I'm gonna say raccoon coordination, and then the little dots on there. That just shows us that there's an invocation, two invocations, because you succeeded with style. So those are basically free fate points if you guys can, tie in the fact that Johnny directed you guys in this way. All right, so you guys, so you give your orders, you guys peel out, and I think I'm gonna have everybody make one more roll. You guys can decide how you want to handle this. So Johnny's giving these clear directions. He's like, yeah, pss, 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 squeak, squeak, squeak. And then just as the raccoon is getting in the way, you guys peel off, and you lead him into the traps. How do you want to do this? How do you want to make sure she's led into these traps? What did Johnny tell you to do, Maga?
So are we all driving together, or do you want us to split up and go towards different traps, Mr. Rad?
Yeah, Johnny, what are we doing?
I want to all go together. I don't want it to get confused. I want to all go together, and then Maga, I'm calling you Leaky.
Leaky?
Hey, Leaky, hang back. We're gonna do a sharp turn. Sharp like cheddar.
Okay. And we're just gonna all head for one specific trap.
All right.
Mean looking one.
All right. So I think we're gonna find the meanest looking trap. And since Leaky's hanging back, I think we're gonna try to revise our previous driving roll and have a great success here, and throw all our support behind Leaky here to make one phenomenal driving roll that he will then narrate his great success.
Let's see here.
Don't forget you got Johnny's orders if you need some free fate points.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use one of those.
All right. So what's your total?
I like that roll.
Are you gonna re-roll or do the +2?
I'll take the +2.
Okay. So don't forget you get another +2 because you're doing teamwork and these guys are assisting you. So what's your grand total there?
Okay. 5.
All right. So you have succeeded with style. Tell us what happens here.
Okay, so the raccoon's chasing, and as I'm leaking out this oil and gas behind me, I swerve at the last minute as the raccoon slips on the oil and head first into the trap.
Nice. And I'm imagining that as you guys are, Johnny and Twofer are already, scooting on down into the street. Maga slides in next to him in formation, and then you hear, as you guys are leaving the scene, "I'll get you, cheese wheels! I'll get you!"
All right, boys, that's how it's done.
Nice.
I gotta find some bubble gum and patch up this hole.
Nice job, Maga.
All right, so you guys take off heading towards the business district, or are you going to have a little side quest there to find some, to try to remove that leaking gas aspect? Because basically the way this is going to work is that aspect is going to be on your bike until I find it useful to use against you. So,
right.
What do you guys want to do?
I think. What do you think, John?
I think I need to patch up my bike.
Should we drive through the park?
But you're the VP, so
yeah.
Look, the longer Clank is out there on his own, the bigger the chance he's going to fall into a mouse trap. I say, let's get some bubble gum.
All right.
Nice.
I'll go wherever I think there's going to be some bubble gum and just patch it up.
Can we drive through the park, like underneath the park benches, and look for any bubble gum underneath the park benches?
Now you're talking. Now you're thinking like a mouse. You find some pretty readily. You guys swerve into Maybach Park, which is kind of the main spot where all the mice hang out, and yeah, just it doesn't take long at all. You guys find some. Actually, you know what? Let's do this before I declare what happens. Let me get somebody to do some snooping to find out just how quickly you can find this stuff.
Nice. I've got a +4 for snooping, so
sounds like you're the winner.
If you don't mind me, I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna use maybe try to get my mouse scent going. And yeah, I've got a +5.
Nice.
So I'm looking underneath all these benches. I think I found one.
Yeah. Within minutes, you find what you're looking for. It's actually Big League Chew. They still have that in Thunder City for one reason or another. Your finely tuned mouse knows. It's like, oh, this is the real deal here. And good thing too, because just as you guys pull underneath the bench and you're scrambling to get this cheese off of it, Johnny, you hear and sense pretty far off, not anywhere near you guys, a pack of at least 3 raccoons scurrying in the general direction you guys were heading. So we're not sure what they were going to do. Who knows? All right, so we got the gum. What are we going to do with it?
So I guess I'm scraping it off, and I'm going to hand it down. I toss it down to Maga.
All right. Is it hard or is it soft?
It's not yet completely hard.
Okay.
It's a little bit malleable.
Okay, so I'm gonna patch up that little hole there, and then I'm gonna tuck the rest in. I'm assuming I have some sort of satchel on the bike or some sort of storage.
I'm gonna need some kind of mechanics roll from somebody to patch that up.
I'm pretty adept at that. I've got a 4 on my mechanics.
Okay, that's better than what I got.
Well, I got great 4.
Okay, so you succeed. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and delete that aspect. You are no longer leaking gas. Congratulations, Maga.
All right.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, but I make Maga chew it. I'm not chewing your gum. Maga. You chew the gum. I'll tell you where to put it, and then I'm gonna do a couple things, but I'm not chewing that gum.
That's funny. Is this like a regular thing in the life of a biker mouse where you're using gum to patch gas lines?
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
Absolutely.
It's a day in the life.
Work with what you got.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So are we back on track now to potentially find Clank, nay Ernest?
Now, guys, when we find Clank, don't let him start rambling on. Don't let him talk. We're just going to get him back to the clubhouse. We're going to get some donuts. Get him back to the clubhouse. I don't want any talking. I don't want him running his mouth.
All right.
So we're stopping for the donuts first.
We can get the donuts first. We're going to get the donuts first. Then we're going to get Clank. Make sure Clank doesn't run his mouth. Get him back to the clubhouse.
All right.
We don't want him upsetting any of the other gangs. There's a delicate patchwork in this community, and we don't want him messing things up. He's a hothead.
Clank is the worst. All right. Well, everybody knows that the only place that a biker mouse is going to get their fair share of donuts is, conveniently between the park here and the business district. And the name of this donut shop is
Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, oh wait, we can't. Yeah, we can't. Well, I mean, we've already copyrighted the Cabot. I'm trying to think of what else.
Call it Flunkin' Donuts.
Flunkin' Donuts.
Flunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Star Dunkin'. No, yeah, we'll go with Flunkin'. Flunkin' Donuts. And right around back, you guys pull around back towards the dumpster, and there are some citizen mice. They are not wearing cuts. and they're chowing down, man. It's payday. There's a dozen original glaze sitting there, and this one, as you pull up, there's this one mouse stuffing her face. It's like, oh, guys, fresh baked 2 days ago. The question is, how are you going to transport these donuts? Or are you just gonna scarf them real quick?
Ooh,
I think maybe I think we just scarf them because we're hungry. I'm hungry.
Yeah, fighting a raccoon takes a lot.
You guys take a couple bites. Eat your fill. Eat your fill. But I kind of think we should bring something back for the gang. I think the gang needs a big uplift. We need something, but we might not have the ability to transport all these. So you guys eat your fill. I'm going to talk to one of these nice mice. Maybe we did a kindness for them, and see if they'll transport some of this back to the base for us.
Nice. So I'm assuming we're eating these out of like the dumpster.
Oh no, this is the box, man. I mean,
this is a box.
It's on the ground. The mice aren't really telling you where they found the box, but it's they're still intact. Yeah, this is like pay dirt.
Nice, nice. Just gonna rip a piece of donut off and start gnawing on it. Yeah.
Where are the curlers?
Oh, it's got girl stuff in her face. Yeah, it's funny you should mention crawlers. There was a mouse here just the other day. It was crazy for crawlers. That's my eating sound, just so you know I'm not talking like a
Wait a minute. What kind of mouse? What do he look like?
He was like brownish, had like a thing in his ear, Wait a minute. Which crew are you guys with?
Hey, VP.
Yeah, what is it?
This lady over here, this lady mouse over here says she saw a guy over here. It might be your boy.
I'm gonna wipe my mouth and start walking over.
Ernie.
Was he eating a crawler?
Why should I talk to you? What crew are you guys with?
The crew.
Oh, I never heard of you. Hey, Sal, you heard of the crew? No, I never heard of them.
She hasn't heard of the cheese wheels, guys.
Oh! Turn around. Let me see. So she spy the little patch.
We do like one of those quick things where all three of us turn around at the same time, thumbs back.
Yeah,
freeze frame. Saturday morning cartoon style.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know about no cheese wheels. So I think unless you have a different idea of how you want to approach this, I'm going to have you roll rapport, or I guess potentially you could also invoke your contact skill as well. So rapport is, it's just what it sounds. It's how well you get along with other mice. Contacts is who you know. So I'm not sure how you want to curry a little favor or get in good with these mice, but those would be two skills I would recommend.
I was going to use rapport if I was going to be trying to dig around with people, so I was going that route anyway. I've got a 2 on that, but unless I as the Veep, I like to let other members who have strengths in certain areas rise up to the occasion. So if anybody else has anything they want to use.
Well, I have a 3 in contacts, and I'm trying to think of who I might know that would be sort of influential in making this connection with these other mice.
Well, yeah, that's fine if we want to go that way. You can just go for it, and then we'll figure out who you know after you roll, or we'll find out who you don't know should you fail.
All right. Yeah, let's
go ahead. And again, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to go ahead and remind you guys about the create an aspect action. Just so just remind you that's a big part of Fate as well. So if you have an idea for creating an aspect to put out there that other characters could invoke or that you think would be useful later, that's always an option too. And again, I'm not trying to railroad anybody. It's just
those are the scene actions?
Attempting to teach you guys Fate.
So I appreciate it.
Right. Was that Tim?
What'd you say, Tim?
I was just asking, are those the scene actions?
Yeah, that becomes a scene aspect. Yeah.
Scene aspects. Yeah.
And potentially you could put an aspect on like another character. So if you're fighting another mouse and you can kick dirt in their face, and then that they would have the aspect on them, dirt in their face, and they can't see, and then you could next round invoke that, or somebody else could invoke that. So generally they're seen aspects, but yeah, you could also put them on other characters as well.
So totally up to you guys.
No, my mice people skills are not that great, so it's between you two.
So I've got a 3 in contact. So why don't we?
Yeah, 2 for you. Deal with this person. They haven't heard of the cheese wheels. I don't have time for this. You deal with this person.
All right. So I'm just gonna roll, and that's a 2.
All right, so you're attempting to figure out who that could help you get in with these guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you rolled a 2. Let's see how these mice do. It's your lucky day. These mice rolled a -1. So technically you succeed with style. So you actually get a boost, which we'll talk more about that later. So let's think about this. Who do you know that might maybe be from around these parts, or who you could be like, oh yeah, so and so, I know so and so. I guess another angle would be like someone who's told you about this part of town and how to address these kind of mice.
What would I know? What would I know about this part of town? Maybe.
And again, you can always feel free to kick it back to me. I just don't feel like.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Why don't you go?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm kind of imagining that you kind of. I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but you're kind of a bootlicker. I think that maybe whoever the actual president is of your club met with somebody from another gang, and Thunder City is full of these mouse gangs, but one of the prominent ones are the Spanner Murine Motorcycle Club, and they operate pretty heavily in this part of town. In fact, a lot of the mice around here have a lot of respect for the Spanner Murine because they don't take any guff from the kittens that kind of threaten this part of town. So actually, I'm gonna keep it in universe and look up the name real quick. So you actually you're on good terms with Scruff, who's the chief mechanic of the Spanner Murine.
Nice.
So you start. So yeah, go ahead.
So I'm just gonna start talking about this other. Maybe I'll ask them like what gang they think is the top notch, and
everybody knows it. In between mouthfuls of donuts and crows, everybody knows the Spanner Murine. They're the best. They've been around forever. They're the best.
Oh yeah. No, I know those guys.
You do?
Yeah. Scruff and I are old. Yeah. We went to mechanic school together.
What?
Yeah.
Scruff, that guy's the best. There was this one time when I was getting chased by Twinkle Pants, and man, I don't know where Scruff and 3 of his guys rush in, and they just ran circles around that cat, gave me time to get out of there. Oh, Scruff's great. You're in good with Scruff. All right. Well,
yeah. No, we go way back. We
yeah.
He helped me with my motorcycle.
Wow, that now that I look at it, that's a pretty nice bike there. That's I like that.
Thanks. Yeah, it kind of has this little dent on it.
How much you want for it?
It's not for sale.
Okay, that's fine.
It's priceless. It's
I'm priceless going to be with that little ding in it. So you were asking about this guy. Yeah, all right. So he came here. This was how long ago was it? That was probably about 2 days ago. And he's talking about crawlers and stuff, and how his auntie is getting on his nerves, how he gets no respect from his motorcycle club, and we're just kind of like, oh yeah. But then the darndest thing happened. A car pulled up, and a little girl got out and started chasing him. You believe that? You ever heard of that? Just a little human girl. Disgusting. I don't see how the human parents do it. Just starts chasing him down the street. and we kind of got distracted because that's about when we found these donuts here. So which way did they go? I don't know. Probably I'm gonna say down that way. They kind of wave their hand vaguely into some general direction or other.
Hey, Johnny, you hear that?
No.
So these guys were just telling me that Ernie got picked up by some little girl in a car, and he was here, and they took off that way.
Oh, problem solved. Let's head back to the house. Shoot. No, he can get into some more trouble.
Yeah, your mom's not gonna like that.
No, she's not. No, she's not. Okay. You got a direction?
Yeah, that way. I'm gonna point to the same direction that the other
A little girl.
Supposedly.
Oh man, they like to tug whiskers. All right. Well, let's get some donuts together, and hey, and I lean in a little close so that only Twofer can hear me. And I say, hey, you got a friend here, Twofer. You can ask them. Maybe they can deliver some of these donuts to the clubhouse.
Yeah, that's good idea. Let's so I'll go back and I'll talk to approach the two mice there, and I'll be like, hey, if you ever get if you want some cheese, we got this great club over at the cheese factory. You take some of these donuts back there for our people. We'll give you a little bit of cheese that kind of do a little trade off with you.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. We can't say no to that. That's that Cabot cheese factory.
Yeah, the Cabot cheese.
Oh yeah, that stuff's good. That's great.
World's best cheddar.
The world's best. So how do we get in there without getting killed?
You got to know the secret knock.
Okay. How's that go?
It goes trying to think here.
The old shave and a haircut.
Yeah, there you go.
Knock, 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 squeak, squeak.
There you go. All right.
That's a little old-fashioned, don't you think?
Yeah, that's
you guys. Once we're there, we'll talk to you guys. We'll come up with something a little more creative. You don't want to just anybody walking in there.
Yeah, that's true. But be careful.
All right.
Keep an eye out for any raccoons, though. They like to hang out around there.
Immediately.
Yeah, and as much as you hear, let me out from a really big gnarly looking box outside the clubhouse. Don't let them out.
Don't let them out.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll see you at the club later, I guess.
All right.
Okay. All right.
It was nice meeting you. Nice meeting you guys.
Nice talking to you guys. All right. So what happens next? We take off in the general direction.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think so.
Veep.
You guys got enough donuts?
Yeah. I rub my belly.
I pick up a small crumb of a maple bar, sniff it, look real cool, take a bite, throw the rest to the ground, hop on the chopper, and we ride.
I love it. Johnny has no cusses to give. He's good. All right, so it's well into the night now. It's a clear night. You guys can fairly well see the stars twinkling above you as the crisp night air wafts through your whiskers, and you're speeding along the sidewalks of the business district. And of course, the business district is, it's a usual uptown place of any city where it's clean, very little trash, unless you're going down to Flunkin'. And there's tall buildings everywhere. You guys hear off to your right the sounds of human carousing. You avoid that street and weave through the ways you guys know. Before you start to realize you actually don't know this part of town super well. Who's leading this little joyride?
Well, I think Johnny's leading it, but he's not familiar he puts on a good front. That's one thing he always does. He makes it seem like he knows what he's doing, but at this moment inside,
Very important to leadership and GMing.
Yeah, feign confidence.
I was gonna say that's mostly like my driving in real life when I'm with my wife and family. If I get lost, I just pretend I know where I'm going.
I got it, babe. I got it.
Yeah, no. I don't need to stop for directions. I don't need to put on the GPS.
Yeah, I don't need to ask Siri. All right, so what's Johnny? You're kind of starting to lose your sense of direction here. You're kind of starting to lose the trail a little bit. So how are we going to get back on track?
Well, I a good leader, confident even if they don't know what they're doing, but also knows the strengths of their the people around them. And so we've got a lone wolf. Wolves have good senses of smell, and let's hey MAGA.
Yeah.
I want you to put yourself in the, just if you can. I want you to visualize you're a little girl, a little human girl. Where
Am
would
I
you
a
go?
pretty girl?
I don't.
Yeah, MAGA.
Reel it in, MAGA. Reel it in. Focus. Where would you go? You get a new mouse. Where would you go?
I would take it home.
I like it. I like what you're thinking. I like where you're going with this. You seem like you're in the zone. Take us there. But seriously, just drive ahead of me and we'll follow. Take us there.
Just go there.
Yeah, go there. And we'll follow you.
So I got to put my mindset in the set of a little girl who just chased down a mouse and is taking it home.
Go there.
Go. All right. Could I do like an awareness check to maybe I recognize?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Maybe I know where little girls would hang out, or
we'll find out. We'll find out.
Okay. Roll it and see what happens, Josh.
So you're rolling awareness. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's a nothing, and that cancels that. So that would be a 1.
A 1. Okay. So you needed to hit a 3 there. So you either going to need to invoke some fate points, or there's going to be some hard choices to make. Your little mouse paws are starting to sweat.
Oh, yeah, guys.
You're like, what if maybe this is all on the inside, of course. Maga wouldn't show this on the outside. Like, maybe eyes are darting all over the place.
All right, I'll have to invoke some fate points.
All right. So what aspect are you going to use to do that? So like I said, you have your aspects.
Right.
Not really any scene aspects that can help you.
No.
And then your beliefs, your gang beliefs are live free or die Havarti, and Kent is a friend.
Kent's a human, so we're dealing with a human girl, so I'm going to say Kent is a friend.
Okay, so Kent is a friend. What are you saying here exactly? Like you're used to talking to Kent, so
yeah. You know, while the boys are down there playing with themselves, sometimes I go up and I have a little conversation with Kent.
Kent sounds like a remarkable guy.
Whatever. He's no mouse, but
right, naturally. So that puts you at +3. That puts you at a tie. So you're going to succeed at a minor cost unless you want to. And find another aspect to invoke.
Oh,
that's a minor cost. Last time it just cost you a little detour with some gum and the whatever.
You know what? Live free.
Okay.
Live free or die Havarti.
All right. So explain this to me. How does this belief drive you to find a way when there is no way?
Because I start to think about the conversations I had with Kent about humans and how they live, and it just kind of starts flowing, and I rev the bike and it just takes me.
That is the most wonderfully cheeseball answer. That's like so it kind of attempting to prepare for this game, I read up on the '60s biker scene, and that sounds like exactly the kind of thing that some like drugged out Hell's Angel from 1968 would say.
Just gonna let it ride.
Let it ride, man. So you let it ride.
Now
and
I'm
you're-
suddenly imagining that Kent is George Carlin.
Oh
And
man,
I
I
like
hope
him a
he
lot.
is. I think that's gonna be the big guest appearance at the end of the end of the
awesome.
show. And Kent, as played by. So you let it ride, man. You just let it ride. And you're trusting friends in your club. You know, we talked about confidence earlier. You're exuding such confidence that they're just kind of like Johnny and Toofer kind of look at each other like, all right, I guess he knows where he's going. So you start weaving around the business district, going left, going right, and you start thinking like, man, what would Kent do in this situation? Kent's always talking about what did he call those? Oh yeah, stoops. That's what he called them. And so you're driving around and you're looking for what you imagine to be a stoop. Whatever, you're not sure if it's like humans stooping over something or if it's something else or whatever. And you're driving around and you pull into a particular street and there's nothing lighting it but just a street light. And you see a street full of these brownstone houses, and each one has a stoop, a set of stairs leading up to it. And you think you pull over, and if you don't mind me speaking for MAGA, you say,
Go
all
for
right,
it.
this is where these humans live. I think Kent lives in one of these. It's got to be one of these. And then as soon as you guys tell me what happens next. Then I'll tell you what happens next.
So we're looking for Kent at this point?
Well, I think you're still looking for the girl. We just mentioned Kent because that was kind of MAGA's inspiration for finding this area.
Hey, Mag, are these those things that Kent's always talking about?
Yeah. Stoops. I just figured, like, I saw him in my mind, and the bike just brought me here. Now, how are we gonna find this little girl in all these stoops?
Oh, geez. I always thought stoops was just like a slang for stupid person. All right. Well, I guess stoop's a thing, so we have to find this stupid person on a couple steps. Trying to think.
And as you guys are thinking about this, you hear a very cold, chilling, feline voice behind you say, "What are biker mice doing in my part of town, I wonder?" And you turn around and emerging into the street lamp is the most, speaking of stoops, just the most prim-looking Persian white cat. And even if you've never seen her before, I don't know if you guys have seen her before, you know by reputation that this is Twinkle Pants Von Catnip. And she is just the worst. And
Hey, I was gonna say, hey, Twinkle Pants, what's going on? We're looking for our friends. We're looking for our friend. You see any mice around here?
I see 3 right here, and you're all looking rather delicious. And immediately she starts trying to get a read on you guys. So, and her eyes stop on MAGA. And what we're gonna do here, she's gonna roll empathy, to try to get a read on you, MAGA. And this is kind of an opposed roll. So you're gonna need to pick a skill to kind of oppose her attempt to read your see how you're doing here.
Any skill?
Any skill that you can justify, I should add.
How about will?
That's the perfect skill. All right, so let's roll it. Whoops.
Okay.
Come on, Catnip.
All right, so that'd be 3.
Okay, I rolled a -3, and there's no amount of. Let's see. I would have to invoke. I would have to use all 3 of my fate points to even get in the ballpark. So we're not going to do that right now. So you kind of, I don't know, what do you do to kind of ward off her piercing gaze? Give her the little-
in very confident way, you know, just kind of polish my nail. You know, kind of. You want to bring it on, kitty? Come on.
She kind of doesn't even give a hint of frustration. That's how little she wants you to think you mean to her. She says, "Well, so you're looking for one of your friends, I see." You think
Yeah,
he's
he's no friend of mine. I mean, he's more their friend, but you know, I'm just tagging along for the ride.
Oh, that's right, because you don't have any friends. Is that it?
Sure, baby, sure.
Mag is my friend. He might be his own person, but we still look after him. We still got his back because we're all family here in the cheese wheels.
Now, one of the things that I'll keep saying I like about Fate, because apparently there's a lot I like about Fate, is the idea of a compel. So you guys spend your fate points by invoking aspects, and you get them back by accepting compels. And a compel is when I offer something bad, and usually tied to one of your aspects, and you guys get a fate point for accepting that bad thing. So what I'm thinking now, Maga, is that they're talking about how you're all friends in the cheese wheels. But really, you got acceptance issues, man. Like you're not even sure if you're really a part of this. I mean, you're a member, but are you really one of them? And here Twofer is talking about how you're all pally and stuff like that. So basically, I'm going to offer you a fate point to invoke your acceptance issues aspect. So you'll get a fate point, but it's going to hurt your relationship with Twofer, at least, depending on how you want to play it out.
Okay.
And again, you don't have to take it. I'm just putting it out there. What do you think? Is it worth a fate point for you to hurt Twofer's feelings and see if that comes back to bite you later?
Well,
I'm envisioning Twofer as like since he's the club grunt, he's like this is like his whole family, and like this is everybody that's part of it is like his close knit, and like he thinks of Maga as that. That's where I'm going with Josh. But feel free to do what you want to do with that.
Break his little heart.
Yeah, feel free. I'm just setting it up for you just to smash it down hard on me if you want.
Well, I was looking at one of my aspects is strength and honor, so I do honor the cheese wheels. We haven't discovered that reason why yet, but you know, there is that honor in the group, so I don't think I will hurt his feelings.
Well played, sir.
Just because of that.
Right. So now the Twinkle Pants is getting downright ornery. And she says, "Well, you know that any operation that happens in my part of town requires my permission. And tonight you do not have that. You need to get out of here before something bad happens to you."
All right, look pretty, kitty. We'll get out of your hair as soon as we get our missing mouse.
I'm afraid that's just not doable for me. You need to leave now. And of course, she's like grooming herself as she's saying this.
All right. Is there something we could do for you in return to get this mouse?
Really? Well, that's something I hadn't thought of. I'd really only thought of eating you. But sometimes mice can go where cats can't. I've been having some problems with the another one of your little annoying gangs. The Quarks, you may have heard of them. And you guys know the Quark Brotherhood as they're not the biggest gang in town, but they're far and away the richest. And they're rich in cheese, I should say. And she says, well, if you could, just bring me one of their officers, I think that would be more than enough to give you free reign here in the business district anytime you would like.
All right, let me confer with the boys. All right, guys, what do you think about this offer?
Are we really going to sacrifice one of their guys for one of ours? So what's she going to do with him?
Who cares? We're getting our guy back, aren't we? How close-knit are we to these guys?
Do we really want to start a gang war though with the Quarks?
Why, you don't think we can handle this? Come on, forget about it.
You know they got the cheese rich over here.
Well,
Man,
well,
they got a lot. They got a lot of power.
We live in a cabbage cheese factory, man.
Yeah, but
Okay, I just went Tommy Chung there. I'm sorry.
Oh, look at that cheese.
Eric,
Come on, VP.
boys,
Get in here.
calm down. I've got a plan.
All right,
of
let's
course,
hear it.
of course you do, boss. Let's hear it.
I think we can. I look over my shoulder to make sure the cat can't hear me.
She's just grooming herself,
I think
trying
there's a
really
way-
hard to not look like she's listening in or attempting to.
I think there's a way that we can get 2 scores in one night, get our guy back, and make good with the Quarks.
All right, how's that?
Maybe even stick it to the cat.
I like where this is heading.
I turn around and I look at the cat and I say, "We'll get you an officer,
Very good.
but you need to give us a little bit more information on our guy."
Let's see. Well, there's just so many of you anonymous, ugly, stupid mice. We call them stoops around here. Who am I looking for? Who am I looking for exactly? Or who should I have been looking for?
He's particularly stupid looking. His name's Clank.
Oh.
I'd describe him, but it would to you and us be like any other one of us. So, how about this? A little girl
Mm-hmm.
probably was really excited looking and had this mouse.
Well, yes, I do recall that. Just on just one street over, by the way, just one block over, there was a little girl named, I can't remember her name. Ugh, these humans. But I can show you where the building is. I think that would be fair, don't you?
Yeah, that's fair. And we'll bring you an officer. We'll drop him off. Rescue our friend. We'll be out of your hair.
And she, how close are you to her?
Not close enough to get clawed.
And she very slowly moves forward, not wanting to alarm anybody. And she says, I will need that mouse tonight.
Oh, you'll have him.
Or else you might have an army of kitties breaking into the Cabot Cheese Factory. Is that what I heard you say?
No, Cabbage Patch Factory.
Oh.
It's where dolls are made. Cabbage Patch.
Well, this way. So she turns and she leads you one block over. Cutting. She's in no rush, so you guys are kind of like putting along. She leads you right in the main sidewalk. You know, there's no humans around, but she's very clearly not worried about getting noticed, whereas you guys are maybe a little warier. She's doing it just to kind of mess with you. Rounds the corner, and you hear immediately as you round the corner, lots of meowing, even a little barking, little short, annoying, yippy barks. And you start seeing cat faces appear in the windows and from the bushes and from the street lights. And Twinkle Pants looks back, and I don't know how a cat can smirk, but she smirks at you guys as if to let you know what's up. And then she gestures with her paw to the third building on the right. And she says, there. as you know, cats have superior memory, and I have no doubt that this is where your friend was, at least yesterday. And she has some parting words, ta-ta, and just kind of backs away slowly into the darkness. And then as soon as she's out of sight, the meowing and the yipping stops.
Yeah, those things are creepy.
You ain't kidding.
All right, boys. Here's the plan. We got to meet with these quarks. We got to see why they have an issue with these cats, or why the cats have an issue with them.
All right.
Convince one of the officers to pretend to turn himself into us to go to the cat. We get our boy, Clank. We rescue our quark friend. We get out of there with both of them. And maybe there's something that we could do for these quarks. Maybe this, this helps the quark, giving them some information that these cats are trying to do something shady. Maybe it helps them out a little bit. But we don't leave a mouse in the paws of a cat.
Yeah, I wasn't comfortable with that. But
I think we need to set up a meet with these quarks.
Where do we find them?
So who's the highest contact?
That would be. I have a 3.
Not I.
So I guess I'll roll for it.
Sure. Yeah.
Ugh, it's a -1. So I got -4 and I've got 3. So yeah, -1.
Okay. The question stands: is it worth a fate point?
Could he use one of the raccoon coordination at all, or is that not relevant to this?
I mean, if you can give me, I don't see how it's relevant, but if you can give me a reason, I'm down.
Do we know any city raccoons?
Yeah, we don't want to talk to the raccoons though.
We might need to save that for later anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you're looking for relevance. There you go. them city coons is different than them cabbage cheese coons.
Cabbage cheese coon.
Cheese coon.
I've got two fate points left.
Yeah.
So if I use one, I can re-roll it.
Yes.
Yeah. Why don't we do that?
All right. So what aspect are you going to invoke here?
I'm going to invoke. Let's see here. Shoot. What do I have for aspects? So I was kicked out of the colony.
Yeah, you were.
So maybe since I was kicked out, I kind of lived on my own for a while, and so maybe I know a little more about this area and where I might be able to find, where we might be able to find the quarks.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Because maybe one of them was nice to me while I was out when I got kicked out.
Yeah, let's see what the dice say.
All right. It's a -1, so that is a 2.
Okay. So you knew a quark. Nobody higher up, just a patch member. What was his name? Or her name?
Her name was Lydia.
Good old Lydia. Yeah, you remember Lydia. She helped you out for a while. You were out on the street. She let you actually crash at their clubhouse one time. The catch is that the other guys, they really didn't like it. They didn't like the fact that she let a non-member in. And even though this was years ago, it still kind of burns. They remember the fact that Lydia let you in, and they're probably not going to be super happy to see you. But you know where the clubhouse is.
Nice. So let's guys. So I if they haven't changed clubhouses, I think I can lead us there to where we're supposed to go, where we can find the quarks. So Why don't you just follow me? I'll take us there. They might not be very glad to see me, but maybe we'll let Johnny do most of the talking once we get there. How's that?
Sounds
Like
good
it.
to me.
I like it.
All right.
All right.
So we're gonna take off.
Do you remember? You think you remember how to make your way back here?
Do we know how to? Oh wait, we're not really all that. I've got a know-how of +3, so if I have to roll for it, it's a pretty good chance that we can find our way back. Or do we want to rescue? What do we want to rescue? What's his face first?
Nah, did you see all those cats in the bushes?
All right,
It's a setup, man.
All right, yeah. Why don't we go? And I'll lead them to the Quark.
Okay. So you lead them through the business district. You start heading southwards towards the docks, and you find an old. It was a CVS. Actually, it was a Chase Bank, but then it was a CVS, and now it's a Chase Bank again. And the Quarks have their HQ within the walls of this bank, which is fitting because these guys are they're like the cheese hoarder. You guys are fairly generous with your cheese. These guys are real hoarders,
Right.
real capitalists or cheeseapolists. And you head around back, and you are able to find there's actually several knot holes that kind of cut into the walls of the back of the bank. And you guys start exploring around and poking into each one. And Twofer, just as you go to the last of these knot holes, this surely got to be the one that leads into their club. Right as you are just turning to look into it, a head pops out.
Hey,
Twofer! Of course,
Hey.
of course, it's Lydia.
hey, Lydia, what's going on?
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm rolling with the cheese wheels.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I heard that you found a club. That's just so great. Yeah, I think I haven't seen you since that gang mixer like 3 years ago. This is wow. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
you look good. You got your club now. That's great. What brings you here? And she kind of hastily scurries out, but tries to look nonchalant.
Well, I'm here on club business. I want you to meet Johnny here, and Johnny. This is Lydia. She's my old pal from back in the day, back when I didn't have a club, and she took me in. And this is Lydia that I've been telling you about.
Lydia, it's very nice to meet you.
Hey, how you doing? Respect to the vice president.
I appreciate that. Hey, is there any
Oh
way
wait,
that
so
we
this is what did they call you? They called you White Lightning, wasn't that it?
a long mouse paw just goes down the front of my face and snout just slowly.
Ah, I see. So Ixnay on the Highway Lightningley. Okay, got it. No problem. I'll remember that.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Is there any way we have a little bit of a situation? Is there any way that we can have a meeting at your table?
It's gonna be tough, Twofer. I mean, they still don't like you around here. At least there's a couple of guys in the club that are just not. They're not comfortable with you. They're not comfortable with the cheese wheels, really, because after all, we're the Quarks. We're the cheese people, and it just kind of seems like you guys are moving in on what we do, and it doesn't really bother me because you guys are all the way across town. But I'm just saying it's going to be tough.
I think there's a way that we could find some sort of mutually beneficial situation between our two clubs.
Okay. Well, could you come back later? There's we got to take care of something real quick. like tomorrow.
It's sort of an urgent situation involving one of our members, and if there's anything we can do to help with this situation, you have the three of us at your disposal.
Do you know how to get the road captain and the sergeant at arms to stop fighting?
It's what I do.
Good answer. So she leads you in, and there's probably 6 to 8 inches between the walls, and but these quarks, they have done it up properly. You wouldn't tell that it was just sheetrock. I mean, it's well decorated. The floors are finished for some reason. There's lots of ramps going here and there between the 2x4s. She scurries under through this cleanly drilled hole in one of the 2x4s, and then goes up this cross beam, doubles back up the other way, and kind of grazes her hand along the wall as she does, feeling the smooth paint job of the wall. Posters start appearing, and she leads you through one more nicely cut hole in one of the 2x4s into what must be kind of their main meeting area, which is just this flat, long flat area in between the two walls. And already you can hear the sound of squeaking, and then you hear a crash.
Oh, geez.
She's like, and mostly there's maybe like a half dozen other mice there. 4 of them are just having awkward conversations, and they keep kind of glancing over their shoulders, trying to play it cool. And then far down the way, you see movement, and you figure that's got to be the scuffle she was talking about. So yeah, that's the sergeant at arms and the road captain. They've been into it for like an hour now. I was actually just going to get our prez, but if you guys really need a favor from us, this could be a long way. This could go a long way in making sure that happens. So how do you want to?
What's the beef between your 2 mice?
Geez, same as it always is. The sergeant at arms is claiming that the road captain is working with the treasurer to skim some off the top, and that all just kind of came to a head tonight.
All right. Well, who would you say the more aggressive party is?
Oh, definitely the road captain.
Road captain's really loyal to the gang.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't like when anybody's going to do anything against the gang. Sorry, club.
No, he's not. No, I mean there's a reason why he's been road captain for the past 5 years, and he hasn't moved up in the offices. It's because he knows how to ride, he knows how to rile up the members, and that's about it. He has no tact.
So it sounds like if this what was it, the other one, not the road captain,
Sergeant at arms. That's Noni. Her name is Noni.
Noni. So it seems like if the road captain could see Noni in a different light, this would probably go away.
That would help, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's your position here? What's your rank?
I'm just a member. I mean, I've been around a while, so I have a lot of respect. But I'm just a regular old patch member.
Who's the highest rank other than the road captain?
Well, that's going to be our prez, who is the vice president. Prez being Ronald T, and Julien Gruyere is, of course, our illustrious vice president.
Neither of them are here.
No.
All right. Let me do a little sit down with my boys here for a second.
All right. I'll give you some space.
Got any coffee?
What? No, that's human drink. Are you crazy?
Yeah, great. Who drinks coffee? Mice don't drink coffee.
You guys are hilarious.
All right. Yeah, all right, guys.
Yeah. What do you think, boss?
Here's my thought. You guys chime in with anything you got, because
I'm sure it's going to be a great plan. I'm sure it's going to.
I'm thinking we kidnap this road boss. We serve him up to the cat, and we orchestrate a situation where Nani can rescue him. Looking pretty good to the road captain. doing a solid for their little gang.
Yeah. How are we gonna kidnap him in front of all these people?
I don't know. I'm your hasty road captain.
We need a distraction.
I like that. I like
That's
where your
it.
head's at.
Yeah. So how about one of us, Grunt, runs in there and, says, hey, look over here. And then we go in and we, just tie the other guy up and drag him out.
So you're gonna steal him, and then I'm gonna be left there as the guy.
No, you see us moving out the door and just, drop everything and come with us.
Yeah, and to be fair, too, they don't like you very much anyway.
Exactly. They're going to kick your butt out anyway.
Love loss. Yeah, I'm liking this plan.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna interrupt. I'm just gonna interrupt the conversation and be like, "Hey guys, it's me again."
Yeah, you know what? Go over there and give everybody a big hug and say, "I'm back." That'll distract him.
I don't like this plan, but I guess I'm gonna have to do it.
And then we'll take care of our end while they're kicking your butt back out.
Great.
Yeah, I like that.
The things
Not the butt kicking part.
The things I do for this club.
Okay, so my understanding is you're gonna go cause a distraction, and while they're busy explaining how much they hate you, you guys are gonna grab the road captain.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Talk us through this, Toof.
All right. So I'm gonna like walk in between the two folks that are arguing, and I'll be like, "Hey, this isn't the way I remembered the Quarks when I was here. The last, you guys used to be tight like family." And of course, everybody's gonna be like,
record needle. Go ahead.
And I will definitely I'll kind of focus on Noni, so then that way it kind of everybody kind of looks at my interaction with her, so that maybe I don't know, something will happen with the road sergeant there.
Well, they start closing in on you, and the road captain and Noni are not really. They stop. There haven't been any words so far, but they're starting to circle around you, Toofer. They're like, "Yeah, I remember you. How many years ago was that? You're the only citizen, the only non-member that Lydia led into our clubhouse." And I just can't. This is one of the members. I don't even know who it is. They don't need a name. They're like, "I cannot believe it," and they just start going on and on. It's almost like hot potato. One guy just starts going, "Oh, I can't believe," and it goes to the next mouse. You little. And the problem is that you are starting to get a little anxious here, Toofer, and we all know that you're socially awkward.
I am.
So, you just kind of want the situation to go away. You want everybody to like you, which might be tempting enough to get you to spill the beans on the plan. So I offer you a compulsor.
So you offer
so you would get a fate point, but that would mean Toofer spills the beans. Again, you retain control of your character, so it's totally up to you.
Okay, yeah. So I think I'm going to take it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be like, "Guys, I just want you to know that, like, because you took me in there for that one time, it made me appreciate the fact that there's not just your own family, there's your biker family, and that led me to believe that there's something greater than just being mice. And I've got these two other guys, and we're on this big adventure to save one of our own, and we need to bring." And I'm just gonna spill the beans as to we need to bring an officer to save one of our own family members, because family's so tight, and I don't know why we're not. Why can't we just all get along?
So I'm imagining that you guys have him. You've got the road captain's name is Scrappy. I imagine you got Scrappy like you're like grabbing him like halfway out the door, and all of a sudden all eyes turn to look at you guys. Is that about right?
I think
yeah.
that's
Probably.
yeah.
All right. So what happens next?
I'm gonna like pause for a second and realize what I just did, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh crap!"
Lydia's mouth is just like,
and I'm gonna be like, I'm really sorry, Lydia. And I'm gonna bolt for the door with those guys. Like, just I want to get out of there. I'm running as fast as I can.
all right. So we need one big movement roll here to see if you guys can outpace them. So as usual, you can all roll individually, or if you want to do teamwork, we could do that. And I will roll on behalf of the Porks here.
What would we use? Would we use sneak?
I think it's a little late for sneaking. Personally.
No, that's what I'm thinking.
So movement is literally your movement skill. Like anything to do with your body is kind of falls into the movement skill.
I had one question when we were doing our club. The club has 4 skills. Did we assign those?
You did not. Yeah, I was going to kind of leave that alone, but we can go with that. So let me talk you through the skills real quick, if you will direct your attention to that. So you have 4 skills: strength, fellowship, order, and resources. And strength is your ability for your club to get things done. So this could mean you guys. This could mean, if you're off screen, your club was doing something without you, we'd roll that to see if they could do what they wanted to do. Fellowship is how tightly knit you guys are. So this comes into play when the bonds of your club are tested, maybe like a character's trying to stir up trouble, something like that. Order is how tightly you guys adhere to the beliefs and the rules of your club. This comes into play if somebody wants to change your beliefs, change the rules of the club, or strike at the organization itself rather than your relationships. And then resources is just who you know and what you have. And when you create your club, the skills work the same way as a character, but you get a +3, a +2, a +1, and a 0. So if you want to go ahead and fill those in now, or pick one to fill in, that would be fine as well.
Would these only be? These wouldn't be rolled in a situation like this, though.
Not normally, right? Unless you could find a way to justify it. It's basically like if a large group of your gang members are doing something, that's kind of when it comes into play.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we established that we're not the strongest gang.
Well, I have a 4 endurance for movement. And normally I'd say I'd do this on my own, but I think this is one of those situations where the club has got to come together and we got to work together. So if anyone's got anything higher that they can use than a 4, I would be willing to use my endurance to get us out this hole.
I like that, Mega.
So what are you proposing?
So in the skills, use endurance to manipulate the guy that we're trying to get out the hole, all 3 of us, and get out so that we can get to our bikes.
Okay. So what that means is you could treat this as teamwork. If any of the rest of you have endurance, you can chip in on that. So do you all have endurance?
I don't have endurance.
Johnny
I
Red,
have endurance at a 1.
Okay, so you get a +1 bonus for the teamwork. The other option would be, like I said before, to create some advantages before you roll. So, but if you want to go for it, roll endurance and then make sure you add +1 for Johnny's teamwork.
All right, so that's 1, 2 plus the 1. That's 3. That's 7.
God, I don't think I can do anything with that. Let me see. Ugh. So I get one fate point per scene per PC. So that's 3 for each. So I'm going to use. I'm just going to burn them. So I'm going to use 1 fate point because to invoke the Quark Masters aspect, a fine club to work with. So these guys have a reputation as being professionals, and to have somebody come in and disrespect the club like that is no bueno. And in addition, I'm going to invoke their. Let me think about this. No, I can't justify that. So I'm going to invoke the 1 to reroll.
Okay.
All right. So I got the exact same thing. So I got a +3. So you got a 7. So you succeed with style. So why don't you tell us what happens? How are you able to outrun the Quarks here?
Oh man.
What do you imagine the endurance doing before you just lugging this guy? You just don't stop.
Yeah. You know, I'm just going and pushing my VP with me as the grunt comes up and picks up the slack as we're hoofing it.
Do we plug the hole for them not to follow us?
That sounds like a great idea.
Right before, as we're on our way out, like right before this action, would I have just a brief moment? Would Johnny be able to like look back at Lydia and say, remember the plan?
You could definitely say that. Whether she follows it or not is a different story.
Yeah. let's hope that they get Nani ready to rescue this guy.
All right. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So it's such a hurry. It's hard to tell. It's hard to read Lydia's expression after you say that. So, you're not sure what to feel or how much you should expect from Lydia.
Gotcha.
All right. So cut to. You guys bolt out the door. You manage to hop down one of the ramps to gain an advantage and get ahead of these guys by, let's say, like 20, 30 seconds, something like that. What do you do once you're out back on the street?
How do we subdue this guy to put him on our bike so that? Do you take some of that bubble gum that you have and like stick his paws together?
I got some left. We can I can chew it really good, make it malleable, and use it like those tie straps, the zip ties. make some bubblegum handcuffs.
Look, Maga, you handle that. Twofer.
Yeah.
A word.
Okay. Hey.
Meanwhile, as you guys step aside and have your little convo, the road captain, whose name is Scrappy, is just like, "Yo, mother, beep, 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 beep. I gotta kill you. You don't mess with the Quarks, I'll kill you." So on and so forth.
Hey, Maggot, can you put some bubble gum on that guy's mouth?
I'm on it.
Oh, so disgusting.
What's up, boss?
What's up? What was that?
Yeah, it was all an act. I meant to do that.
All right. We're gonna have to talk after this, but there's gonna be, like usual, a lot that we have to patch up at the end of this job.
Classic twofer. I like that. All right. Where do we go from here?
All right, boss. All right. You know how I am. Nope. Did I just lose everybody?
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Okay.
We're just so disappointed in Twofer. We had to have a moment there.
Moment of silence.
Yeah.
It's that commercial break.
Yeah.
So are we
need a bio or anything, or are we just gonna crack on here?
Let's just keep going.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. All right. So where are we headed now?
We got to get this boss to the. Well, is he's all bound up, right?
Yeah, I didn't see any point in making a roll, so yeah, he's bound up.
All right. So is there anything that we can? And I'm talking to the guys aside from, so he can't hear us. Is there anything that we can do to help ensure that Okay, here's what's going to happen. We're going to have to, at some point, explain ourselves so that the cheese wheels don't have the quarks coming down on us. So we have to explain this in a way that we were trying to do them a favor by getting their road captain to respect this Nani person.
Right.
Yeah, well,
right.
I'm sure
how-
they're coming down the walls at this point, so we're gonna have to patch this up at some other time for it. What are we gonna tell them?
Yeah. I guess I was just thinking, is there any way that we can ensure that they rescue this? You know what?
Well,
Let's just go.
let's see how this goes with Sparkle Kitty Pants over there.
Yeah, live free or die Havarti, boys. Let's
That's
go.
right. That's
yeah,
right.
that's right.
That's right, brother.
All right, so you guys wheels squeal, you tear off just literally as the guys are coming out of the wall, and you hear them firing up their bikes just as you guys are taking off back to where you need to be. And you start heading back into the business district, and you see tiny little headlights behind you when you stop to look. And the real problem is that all these human houses kind of look alike. So you got the quarks bearing down on you, and you're not entirely sure where to go. I don't know if Maga's going to be able to like channel Kent again, or how you want to handle this, but we need to think of something.
Didn't I kind of know this area before? Because I've been here, and then
Did we set that up?
yeah, I thought I knew that area a little bit before from. Can I use my know-how? And does anybody else have know-how? Like, can we? Because wouldn't we kind of like? I know we're kind of trying to remember on the fly, but can we all kind of work together as a team to try to like maybe give directions as to where we're supposed to go to get back to the house that we were at?
We could do this one of two ways I can think of. You can just make a know-how roll to see if you
Right.
remember it, or we could treat it as kind of a challenge where you guys make a series of rolls and then we figure out what happens.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. That sounds fun.
All right, so you're all going to attribute in some way to either find the way back or get the quarks off you or keep them on your trail if that's what you're trying to do. But let's go ahead and start with the obvious one too. Go ahead and roll know-how, and let's see what's going on here.
So I've got a +3, +2, so +5
Okay,
total.
great. All right, so you succeed. You start to get a sense of where you are, but just at about that same time, you're starting to actually hear the bikes of the quarks as they're behind you. So, Maga, Johnny, what are you guys going to do to help resolve the situation?
I don't have know-how, but I have awareness.
Okay, so what are you looking out for?
So I would be looking for that street with like all the cats in the bushes.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we can lead them into that area, and then maybe the cats will pounce on them out of the bushes, kind of like a trap.
Okay. Yeah, roll it.
Did that die just fly out of the box?
It did. It's way over here. I got it though.
It's a dice tower.
It doesn't help. And that don't help. So it's a +2.
Okay. I'm gonna need at least one. You're down by one. I'm looking for a +3. So you either need to invoke a fate point or face the consequences.
I'll invoke a fate point.
All right. So which aspect are you gonna invoke?
Live free or die of Artie.
Goonies never say die. All right. That was your last fate point.
Yep.
So when I'll leave it at that for now. I'm not going to get into that. All right, cool. All right. So you Yeah, you start to hear the meowing, and you can smell them. You can smell those stupid cats. So you have a clear sense of where you need to be here. Now, the question remains though: how do we want to resolve this? So that's kind of on you, Johnny. So you can depends on which way you want this to go.
Well, I was kind of leaning towards this, where first of all, is the main question how do we find it, or is it how do we find it without getting caught, or is it a whole?
It's found. You guys know where to go between Twofer's role and Maga's role.
Right.
The kind of remaining issues are the main one is the quarks. The kitties are there, but that can maybe be resolved later because Twinkle Pants will hopefully keep to her word. But you still got the quarks behind you, and you still want them to rescue their guy.
All right, so I think what I do then is could I use a stunt?
Yeah, of course.
So what I'd like to do is I have a stunt called Roadmaster, and it gives me a +2 anytime I roll to create an advantage for club members while driving.
Okay.
And I think what I want to do is I look at you two, Maga and Twofer, and I say, drop off the road, Captain. Get Clank. Leave the quarks to me. We'll meet back at the base. And I rev my motorcycle. I turn around, and I want to see. Yeah, I'm gonna just wheelie and then go straight towards where the quarks are coming from, and I'm gonna lead them on a little wild goose chase while trying to keep them off of my guys.
Okay. And so the Roadmaster is when you create an advantage. So what is that advantage going to be? Is that the directions you're giving to your guys? Is that you making the sweet move and leading the quarks off?
Is there any? Well, yeah, dang, that's hard. I want to give. I think my guys are very capable working together and solving this. So I think what I'll do is, when you say advantage, what do you mean mechanically? Just the +2 or the?
So you're creating an aspect, a scene aspect that can be invoked later for free to give you the +2 or the reroll, like you would a fate point.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Then I think it would be.
I mean, you said wild goose chase. I think that's the tricky thing about aspects is you don't want them to be too vague, but you don't want them to be too specific. So when you say wild goose chase, that's general enough that your guys can invoke it later, knowing you're out there busting your hump trying to help them, and you could invoke it too should you find yourself in some trouble. So that might be one to think about.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
So go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll driving, and then and you get the +2 because of your stunt, and then we'll see if you create this aspect.
Okay, so that's a total of 6.
Okay, yeah. So you succeed with style, so you actually get 2 invocations on this again. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on our board. 2 little orange tokens on there to remind you that you can cash that in later.
All right. So then with that roll, I've got the quarks. You guys have the drop and the rescue.
All right. So let's cut to Maga and Johnny pulling up to what we'll affectionately call Cat Street. Then you pull up to the brownstone with Scrappy tied to the back of your bike. And you're pulled up to the house. There in the dead of night. The house looms over you guys. There are no lights on in this house right now. How do you guys want to do this?
Can we let's put can we throw the guy that we've captured into the bushes, so then that way he's out of the out hidden away?
Yeah.
But
What's that? What are you thinking?
I think you can do so in such a way that the cats won't notice and get hungry.
All right. And then can we sneak in through the mail slot into the house?
I don't know. Can you? Go ahead and roll
Sneak.
Yeah, sneak sounds good. We call them. Is this teamwork, or you guys? How are we doing this?
What's
Hey.
your sneak?
Mine is a +2. What is yours?
1. So
Yeah, you want to? How about we?
we're gonna have to team up.
Yeah, I jump on top of you, and we go in through we go through in the mail slot. That way, I stand on your shoulders, and then I like get halfway through, and then I pull you up. Hopefully, I don't know.
Chestnut.
We'll see. Yeah. So that is a 0. So it's 2, and then I get the +1 for him. So is that that's a 3?
Yep. So you succeed. You scramble up, pull him in, squeeze your little mouse tummies through the mail slot, and you plunk down in the middle of your average looking middle class home, and you sense light and movement off to your right, and you look, and it's just the TV on, and you hear the sound of snoring, and you start to wonder where in the house would a little girl live. What happens next?
Are there stairs?
Yes.
I think the little girl's room is probably going to be up the stairs there.
You think so?
You and Kent had a long talk about that.
Me and Kent have had some conversations about the human dwellings, so I know when you see stairs, usually they put the bedrooms on top.
Naturally.
Yeah, all right. I'll trust your judgment on this. Usually I'm sleeping in some sort of, tin can. So I'll trust your judgment on this one, Mega.
Yeah.
I can see Kent doing a rant about children's safety gates.
Let's see. Twofer, go ahead and roll awareness. Since you don't have that as a skill, that's actually a +0, so you'll get no help on this roll.
I got a 1.
Okay. You start scrambling scurrying up these stairs. And had you paid more attention to Kent, you might have known that little girls are quite messy. So you slip on some apple juice, and you start like slow motion falling backwards, potentially down the stairs. Mago, what are you gonna do?
Do I see him potentially?
He's ahead of you, so you see him start to slip.
I'm going to attempt to catch him.
Okay, that's going to be endurance, unless you got a better idea.
Perfect. Let's see. So that's going to be 6.
Wow.
Dang. Okay.
My endurance is high.
How do you do it? You grab his tail, or what's happening here?
So I just reach up and just grab him.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, potentially, if he's falling backwards, I'll accidentally grab him by the neck.
Accidentally. So you catch him, and you slide, and you skid to a halt. This is one of these deals where, like, the stairs, you can see into the living room from the first set of stairs, and there's just those slats in between.
Right.
And you slide kind of to a halt, like right as you guys are, your heads are peeking out over the side of the stairs, and you see this older person just snoring, and just the littlest bit of apple juice drips from your paw, Twofer, and lands in the person's mouth as you guys hastily start scurrying back up the stairs. And you, with your keen sense of smell, you determine which door is going to be the one that is most likely the little girl's, and of course it's closed, but you think you just might possibly be able to like slip under the door if you can kind of suck in your gut and hope for the best.
Nice.
So I'm not sure what you guys want to do. Try to figure out another option or slide on under there.
I say we slide under.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't eaten all those donuts earlier.
Yep. Let me get. No, we're gonna have plenty of rolls in the next sequence, so I'm not gonna make you roll.
Why don't you go over there in the corner and take a poop? Get out some of the donuts. leave a couple raisins over there.
What do you think I am? Some sort of animal?
Yeah.
Actually. All right, so you slide under there with minimal, you get worried for a second because your cut kind of gets caught in the the underside of the door was not properly sanded the way it's supposed to be, so your cut gets stuck for a moment, then you squeeze in.
Those lazy humans.
I know, and you find yourself in a room. It's a very typical girl's room. There's a desk to your left. There's a bed right in the corner directly across from you. To your right is a window. Next to that window is a table. You can, there's a nightlight, but you guys are doing fine because you're mice. You have pretty keen night vision. And up on top of the table is a pink cube. Up on the desk, there's a bunch of papers, there's a bookshelf, all that kind of typical stuff. And of course, there's a little girl snoozing in the bed. What happens next?
I'm gonna look around a little bit, and I don't really see anything. So maybe I motion to Mega that maybe we'll go get a better look up above onto the desk, because we don't really want to talk right now because we'll probably wake up the girl. I'm guessing. So why don't we scurry up the we'll grab on the handles of the desk and make our way up to the top of the desk. Just check out this pink cube thing that is up there, and maybe we'll get a look around a little bit more.
So you do so, and the pink cube is not a cube, but it's like a crate, a little mouse carrier, pet carrier type thing. Twinkle Pants didn't tell you about that part. And that's the only logical place that Ernest, nay Clank, could be. And the only way you can see to get up is by climbing up the bed and jumping over.
All right. So I motion to Maga that hey, this is we got to go over this way, and I get like really quiet, trying to give some sort of visual like cues as to what we need to do.
Does Maga pick up on this, or is Maga like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like, what? I don't understand. Just speak.
So we're gonna treat this as another challenge. So I'm gonna need you guys tell me how you want to do this, or who's gonna roll what. But I need a movement roll to get up the bed and then across over to the table. A sneak roll to make sure you don't wake up the girl, and then some kind of mechanics roll or something to crack open the crate.
Right. Yeah, I don't have a whole. I've got a snooping, like, but that wouldn't really come into play, would it? Like to move?
I mean, could it create an advantage because snooping is all about just looking around. It's
but I've got a sneak. I've got the +2. I've got a stunt that says sneaky sneak is +2 when Topher rolls sneak as part of a challenge.
Ooh.
So maybe I use that.
Sure, yeah, and like I said, you can always create aspects beforehand if you want to. Like, so if you think snooping will somehow, if you think you can snoop around and find something or find some information that will create an advantage, an aspect for you to cash in later on, that's an option as well. But I think it's pretty clear you're going to be making that sneak roll.
Yep.
And I can use my endurance for the movement roll, and then we have to crack open the thing. My mechanical skills are average.
Mine's average as well.
What if I could karate chop it with combat skill or something. Karate.
Or I mean, if you're just looking to straight up break it, you could possibly use endurance, but it's probably going to be noisy. What are you going to say?
Right. That's what I was going to say. Can we like push it off the edge of the table and like make a run for it? Like,
you guys have been running a lot already tonight. I don't
know.
see why you might as well keep pressing your luck, I guess.
What do you think, Mega?
Well, one of my aspects is strength. Well, why don't we get up there and then we'll take a look at it and then make a decision on what to do
Okay.
when we see, is there a lock on it, whatever.
Okay. So I'm gonna sneak, and I think it's just the +2, I guess, on this roll.
Plus your sneak skill.
Plus, that's 2. That's 2, 2, 2. That's 6.
Okay. And go ahead and roll. Oh, you said
Movement?
you're gonna roll movement to hop over to get on the table.
So that would be 5.
Okay. And then all right, so you're there and you see basically like cheap plastic with slats cut into it, and there he is. There's Clank. Snoozing in the corner like the so and so that he is.
So can we like kind of like go psst, like try to get his attention? Can we like, and then because we don't want him to start like squeaking or something like out loud. We want to keep this as quiet as possible.
Yeah.
So can I'm gonna like just get right up next to the slat and just be like, psst, Clank,
So
Clank.
like, well, there's a video component to this game, otherwise it would make no sense.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. So you have his attention, but you still got to figure out how to get him out of there.
And we're how about we can we like kind of like we try to like gesture as to like what's yeah. Exactly. This is where the video component of this whole actual play is definitely a bonus.
Is there just a basic latch on the front?
It's the kind you got to let. Speaking as a human, it's the kind you have to like pinch and then pull.
Okay. Could we teamwork together using our mechanics skills to try to figure it out to open it quietly?
Definitely, yeah.
I've got a 1.
All right, so when you would roll, you get a +1 for the teamwork, and then we'll see what happens.
All right. So do you want to roll or do you want me? Because I got the same one.
Why don't you roll?
All right, I'll roll. Nice roll, let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right. So that'll put us at 3 + 1 is 4.
You succeed with style.
Wow.
Nice.
So you somehow manage to you're pointing and very quietly doing this and put one foot up on the thing and then you step on the other thing, squeeze it together somehow, and the door swings open and you hop up just in time before the grate swings off the side of the table. And there he is. There's Clank, free. He scurries out and he shakes your hands, very enthusiastically. And just then, as he does so, the little girl snorts and sits up in bed. Let's cut to Johnny Red.
Yeah, that's good.
Johnny Red, what have you been up to?
Well, I was just going straight towards the quarks on my chopper.
Yeah.
And
Did you zoom in?
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
My goal is, when they see me, coming towards them, not aggressive. I want it to be one of those things where, like, oh, he's coming to talk. We should put our feet down so that we're not all riding forward. So they all come to a stop and they're kind of standing there with their bikes.
Okay.
That's like the approach that I'm taking towards them. But my trick is going to be I'm going to try to pull a little stunt here with my riding.
I think you're going to need to make either a mischief or a deception roll for them to buy it.
Cool. Let's see. I have mischief.
Okay.
I have that at a 3.
Okay.
Nice.
5. So.
All right, let's see how they do. Okay. Come on. Needless to say, I didn't make the roll, so it works. And you kind of slowly start putting towards them, and they kind of catch on and see what you're doing, and they start slowing down. You're about to kind of meet in the middle, coming to a stop. And there's about 6 of these guys. No, let's make it 8. Make it 8.
So I'd like to use my driving, but kind of invoke that Roadmaster thing I did before, if possible. That +2.
What are you trying to do?
Well, what I'd like to do is I'd like to do like a spin almost in the middle of them,
Mm-hmm.
kind of knock, like jostle them all so they're all a little bit off balance, except for Nani.
Okay.
So like,
Yeah, that's going to be straight. Let's see. That's going to be straight driving because the Roadmaster assumes you're like assuming a leadership role and kind of helping your.
oh god, oh I thought I was going to use the fate point, the point from that because I want to lead just Nani on the Wild Goose Chase.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the stunt. Yeah. Well, go ahead and roll.
I'm doing a goofy thing to get all the rest of them all further behind us and just bring Nani with me.
Yeah, go ahead and roll and see if we even need the aspect in the first place.
This is just drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. My app is 5 again.
You succeed with style. So you get, so every time I didn't get into this so much before because I don't want to like overload the donkey, but when you succeed with style and an overcome roll, you get a boost, and a boost is basically like a baby aspect that you can cash in really on your next roll only. It goes away very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna call this boost the element of surprise. And so you spin around, and all of a sudden like dirt is kicked up in all these guys' faces, but you stop just in time to kind of make eye contact with Noni, and then you take off again, and she starts following you.
All right.
Yeah.
So my goal is to take Noni to the cat to rescue the guy.
Okay, so you're leading her to the house.
Yeah. Did you get? I wouldn't have been there when you guys dropped off. Did you guys already do that, or did you just go to the rescue first?
We
Good.
dug through him in the bush.
That's right.
Check him in the bush.
Okay. Did I see that? Would I have been there for that part?
No, you've been focused on crashing into this entire gang of people.
All right. So I'm taking her back towards the house.
All right, so take her back to the house.
And I'm my concept is the hasty road captain, and most of the things I've been doing so far have been pretty hasty. I'll think it through after.
Yeah. All right, so you pull up to the house, right up, kind of like up against the stoop, between the stoop and the bushes, and you stop, and she's like right on your tail. So like literally a second after you stop your bike, she pulls up right next to you. She throws her helmet down. She comes over and she just like immediately shoves you. What's the big idea? What the hell do you think you're doing?
Hear me out, Noni.
Well, I figure out you got about a minute and a half before my guys show up and beat the crap out of you. So yeah, take your time.
Okay, I'm doing you a favor here.
I don't see it that way at all. How is this a favor for me?
You know that road captain, Scrappy?
Yes, I know him quite well.
Yeah, he doesn't like you very much, right? Thinks you're not too good with your club. Thinks that your beliefs aren't in alignment.
She shakes her head. Lydia. Yeah. What about it?
I think it would look pretty good for you if you were the one who rescued him right now.
So you want me to understand that you kidnapped our road captain so that I could look good?
Yeah.
If you really wanted to buy that, that's definitely a deposed deception roll. So we're going to do that?
I do not have deception. I have, let's see, I have mischief, rapport. I do not have deception.
So you would roll without any bonus. It would just be +0 to whatever you rolled.
All right.
If it's any help, she's +1 as well. So, or +0 as well. So you're on even footing.
I got 1.
She got 0. The dice are in your favor tonight. My God.
I was all ready to use an aspect.
Yeah. She's like, fine. I assume you have your reasons for this.
Well, let's just say that in the coming days, there's going to be a lot of talk about the cheese wheels within your walls, and I'd like you to be on our side during those conversations because we're gonna want to patch things up.
So you hear the rumble of the rest of her club in the distance. She says, "You better talk me through this real quick."
She wants to talk her through the rescue of her friend, or through the club politics.
The rescue.
Like, look, I need the cat to think that I'm not working with you.
The cat?
It's a long story. It's a long story.
All right.
But I'm gonna distract the cat. You're gonna get your guy. You're gonna take off in one way. I'm gonna go in the other way.
Where is my guy? Do you even know where he is?
I look around. I'm really sure of myself during this conversation that as I don't see immediately. I mean, should I roll? I have awareness.
Let's make a very easy awareness roll.
Well, I have a awareness of a 1.
Yeah, let's make it easy on you.
Good. I got good. 3.
Okay. Yeah. You hear the from the bushes just to your left.
Yeah, he's right here, just like we planned.
Just like you planned. All right, so a cat's gonna show up. You're gonna distract him. I get my guy.
I'm in that moment. I'm thinking, where are my guys?
Cut 2. Cut 2. The little girl just shot up in bed, and she's got that. She's doing the kind of classic, that kind of thing. What do you guys do?
Let's hide behind the pink box.
Is the box still open?
Yes.
Oh, don't all go in the box.
No, not in the box.
No.
Not in the box.
Yeah, let's hide behind the box, I guess.
And just quietly.
Okay. She sits up and she looks at the crate. Says, "Oh, well, Leopold," and then lays back down and goes to sleep.
And then I'm gonna snicker a little bit. I'll be like, Leopold.
You guys shut up. I mean, you're rescuing me, so just can we get out of here? Then I can fuss at you later. I'll explain everything. Let's just go.
Yeah, sure, Leopold. So we'll go back, sneak back down the way we came.
Okay. Somebody's awake. For some reason, maybe it was the drop of apple juice mysteriously appearing in their mouth. You hear footsteps coming up the stairs.
Is it before or after we get out the door?
As soon as you get out the door, as soon as you scurry under the door, you start hearing footsteps.
Oh.
Can we see dude coming up the stairs?
Yeah, so up off to your right, it's like panel wood flooring. Off to your right, there is you see the stairs. You don't see the guy yet, but you know that's the direction he's coming from. We'll assume it's Dad.
And I gotta assume there's another room, or there.
Oh sure, yeah. There's a cracked door right in front of you.
Let's bolt over to that door, maybe.
All right, so he mounts the stairs just as you guys kind of get your bearings and start going across there. Yeah, so you scurry across into the dark room. It's some kind of office or something. Nobody really cares. And then the footsteps stop right in front of that room. And then they keep going. And you guys have an opening to get out. You start scurrying down the stairs. You make it all the way down to the mail slot. And you know what? You make it. You just scurry right on up. Do the little triple, human mousy pyramid thing. Get through there, and you guys plop onto the stoop just at time to hear the whirring sound of the Quark Brotherhood pulling up on the curb right in front of you.
I'm gonna look at Megan and be like, I hope Johnny just explained everything that's going on because I don't want to deal with angry quark mob coming at us.
2 for sentence is interrupted by a chorus of meows echoing all around the street.
Oh, crap.
And Twinkle Pants appears in sight there at the bottom of the stoop.
This don't look good here.
So help me out. What is going on here, Johnny? So you're going to distract Twinkle Pants so that Quarks can make the rescue before Twinkle Pants can eat him?
Well, do I see that the whole all right, real quick. I see Clank with my boys.
Yes, at the top of the stairs.
So really, what I'm thinking is all we need to do is get those guys to their bikes and us out of here. Noni grabs her guy right now. Like as the other guys are coming up, I say like you take credit for this rescue. I jump on my bike, or I'm on my bike already, I guess. But I get the guys on their bikes and we try to get out of there without getting eaten by cats.
Okay. If Twinkle Pants is aware of your guys coming down the stairs, she has made no sign of it yet. She's just looking at you. And she says, so where is my officer?
In the bushes.
Mm-hmm. I see you brought along quite a few of his friends as well.
I couldn't remember exactly how many officers you asked for.
I see. Very well. She starts to slowly slink over, rounding the stairs and proceeding towards the bushes. And at this site, the Noni steps up. And she says, you lay a finger on him, you're going to lose all your fur, pretty cat. I don't know. I had a sick burn in there somewhere, but it's getting right. You stupid face. And then almost as if psychically from across the street, 2 cats and a little terrier jump down. And it seems like a very severe brawl is about to go down. So how are you guys going to get back to your bikes?
Well, they're all distracted at the point, right? So we can...
Where are our bikes? Are our bikes like behind them, or
where'd you put them?
Like, where did we put the bikes? I forget now.
I don't think you ever said, so you can kind of call
we didn't say.
So the opposite side that we threw the guy in.
All right. So our bikes are one side, and what's his face was on the other.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We get to our bikes. We could take off and signal the VP and get out of here because it looks like it's going to go down.
All right. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do is we'll sneak down and we'll get on our bikes and
and give a signal. Got to give a signal.
Got to give a signal. But can I do something real quick? Can I grab the bubble gum that you've got in your on your bike?
You're gonna grab
the leftover bubble gum that you've got on your bike.
Oh, the extra. Okay.
Yeah, extra. All right. Because I got a plan.
Okay. You don't want to tell me the plan. Okay. Let it be a surprise. You're good. Roll it.
All right. So you get to your bikes. Johnny sees the signal. You start zooming away just as Twinkle Pants pounces upon Noni and the Quark Brotherhood go to work fighting off this cat.
Can I try to run over Twinkle Pants' tail on my way out?
Absolutely. That sounds like a good... actually, you know what? You do that. You don't even need to roll for that. So she's so distracted with Noni that you roll over her tail. Just as she kind of goes, lifts her head like that, Noni catches her with an uppercut, just right in her stupid cat face.
and while she's doing that, can I like take the bubble gum and like stretch it all out so it's like a big whip, and like I'm gonna wheel it, like swirl it around and like just chuck it at the cat so it gets in her fur because just
Just a spite move.
yeah.
That's funny. All right, so yeah, you totally do that, and it's gonna be like a full day at the groomers dealing with that.
Yeah.
But you
With a
hear her
shaved
meowing
patch.
again, and instead of racing for the quarks, the two cats that had come to help her turn, and they start chasing you guys now. Let me get a driving roll from everybody.
Two.
4.
I got a 3 on mine.
Okay. So Johnny and Twofer zoom ahead, leaving the cats in the dust. Maga catches, unless you want. Wait, you're out of fate points. Yeah, you're out of fate
Yeah,
points.
that's a points.
So you
Use
catch
Wild Goose Chase.
yeah, unless you want to use the wild goose chase.
Oh yeah, let's use that.
All right, might as well. One of the last
Right.
rolls of the night. All right, so how are you using that? How is that inspiring you to get that last bit of speed out of your bike?
So what exactly happened? I lose control, or did I hit something?
The cat got you. The cat was,
Okay,
or the cat is about to get you.
Okay, so he's just on my butt.
Yeah.
This is man. I get just this inspiration from the live free of or die have already motto and just close my eyes and rev it.
That's right. And it's just enough to, because otherwise it would have just totally destroyed your gas line. You'd have been losing fuel all over the place. But you pull ahead at the last second as the cat's claw swipes past your rear tire. You guys tear off into the rising sun, making it all the way back to the Cabot cheese factory with minimal incident, save the shouting of a very annoyed raccoon who's still caught in the trap. Pull into your home. There, of course, as the rest of the cheese wheels, happily celebrating the acquisition of a whole bunch of donuts, which were successfully delivered. Granny is there, stuffing herself on a cruller. You guys stop. Clank gets off the bike. He's, thanks, guys. I just thank you so much. You know, this is just really means a lot to me. You don't know how terrible that little girl was. She was going to dress me in a tutu, man. So thank you guys, really.
See, I thought maybe she had like a pet python that she was like gonna feed. I was like, oh, that's what I was thinking was my dad.
Oh no! He's like, oh no!
It was gonna get really dark.
Not this time. Maybe next time.
I could see like Granny like just does she like
Grab his cheeks.
grab his
yeah,
cheeks
obviously,
and,
yeah,
like,
of course.
yeah, no, I totally can see that. Nice.
All right, so are we ready for the epilogue, or does anything else happen at this little gathering here?
I think that's pretty good. I think
All right.
we're ready for the epilogue.
Let's do a quick epilogue here. Who wants to go first? What happens to your mice in the days and weeks to come, or years to come? Hell.
I
Naga,
think
did you have your hand up?
I did. I had something for a second.
I think like this event like inspires like an ongoing like discussion between us and the quarks.
Mhm.
And maybe we find some sort of mutual understanding and we start working together more and more. And maybe we get we're a little held a little higher than most gangs in the city with them, and so we kind of have a little bit of back and forth with them now.
That sounds right.
I think Johnny definitely has his moment at the table with the president and a couple other of the officers where they're getting on him for the recklessness of the night, and he has one of those moments where he looks at all of them, slams his hand on his little mouse paw on the table, and he says, "What I did for the club."
Yes. Slow clap.
Golf clap. So I think MAGA is actually, after this experience, is grown closer to the club and is not so much of a lone wolf. He's still kind of got that attitude.
Yeah.
But definitely, follows through and honors the cheese wheels.
Nice.
More.
Maybe has that last like a last moment with Kent.
Yeah.
And now instead of
your mission,
and now instead of Clank, Ernie's now known as Leopold in the gang.
That's his member name.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
Made him a patch that says it.
That's right. That's right.
Funny.
Threat neutralized.
Exactly.
Make your life a little easier. Awesome. Well, there you go, guys. This is
awesome.
You just played Heavy Metal Thundermouse. Great job, you guys. Were
Awesome.
That was
Thanks.
epic.
That was a lot of fun, Derek. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this. Like I said, we're not like I said. This was. I know it was my first time playing the Fate system, which is surprising because I haven't. I've always looked at it, but I haven't ever found a group to play it. So I'm glad that this was our first experience, and I appreciate you being very patient with us and
sure.
walking us through how to do it. And hopefully we did your game justice.
Yeah, you guys did great.
What you've got it on Drive-Thru RPG right now?
Yep, it's on Drive-Thru. It's on Amazon. Yeah, ready for everybody to pick up.
Excellent. Where else? What else? Let's talk a little bit about Derek while we've got you on. We've got a couple more minutes left to go before we hit that three hour mark, which is a little bit longer than most of my sessions. But what else you got going on, Derek? What you got? Anything else in the works?
I'm shipping out. I'm fulfilling backer swag right now. That's my
life.
Nice. But then once things slow down, who knows? I might want to get back to writing a story, or I still got Shiver World percolating somewhere. So nothing immediate on the horizon. But once I get Thundermouse behind me and all the books and posters and pins shipped out, then I can start thinking about the thing. Very good. Are you going to be at any conventions here this year or coming up? I was at AndoCon a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to try to hit Gen Con, but short of that. And I'll be in at Dragon Con here in Atlanta as well. So. Oh, nice. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Where can folks find you online? Let's tell folks if they want to follow your social medias. Where can they find you? Pretty much everything is at Shoreless Skies. So it's 3 S's. Or if you just go to shorelessskies.com, there's linkies for Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Nice. Very good. Very good. Of course, I want to thank the other guys for coming on and doing this session with me. Josh and Tim, thank you so much. Where can folks find you online if folks would like to follow all of your shenanigans on the interwebs? Josh, I'll let you go first. You can find me on YouTube under Halloweenville and also on Facebook. Nice. Tim?
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I was really excited about this game when I heard about it. And when Doug said he was doing it and reached out, I was like, this is my chance. I'm so excited to play it with the actual creator. Which I know. How awesome is this? Thank you so much, Derek. Come on. You're welcome. Yeah, you guys are great. This is good fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. Fantastic game. And I look forward to sharing with my group and having people buy it from our side. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, and you can find me I'm on Twitter at GMTimD. My wife and I make and hack games, and we have diceupgames.com, a couple other places, Facebook and Twitter. And I'm really excited actually to say for the first time because Doug, you know this. I mentioned it to you that I'm working on a little game with Toby Avad, and really excited. Called Fierce and Fabulous, and it's going to be a drag queen game. It's going to be like kind of RuPaul's Drag Race, Charlie's Angels.
Awesome.
Nice.
A bunch of beautiful, fierce, and fabulous drag queens standing up against social injustice. So we're really excited about
Sweet.
that.
Nice.
So thank
That
you
sounds
for giving me
awesome.
a platform to talk about the first time.
Yay! This is
Awesome.
exclusive. Very cool. Once you guys are a little more, when you guys are a little more ready, we'll have you both on and talk a little bit more about that project when the time comes.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Cool.
That'd be awesome. But, yeah, thank you again.
Oh yeah, no problem. I love having you guys on, and Derek, anytime you want to come on, feel free to let me know, and we'll be glad to have you on. You're an awesome guy. I think all of us are dads. So I appreciate everybody that comes on and makes time to come on the channel. And I know, time is precious, and we all have busy things going on in our lives, and so to take time off to do this with me is greatly appreciated.
I'm glad to do it. Thanks for having me.
Cheers to
problem.
gamer dads.
That's
Yeah.
right. Woo! Gamer dads unite. Actually, gamer parents. We can't just say gamer dads. There's gamer moms out there too, and they're kicking butt too.
My wife is.
That's right. So, all right, folks, that's going to do it for us for tonight. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. I appreciate that. Everybody that does, go buy Heavy Metal Thunder Mouse right now. You will see it in the VCG booth. We'll have copies of it. There are a few. We've got, I think, 4 or 5 appearances this year. So we'll have copies on hand at our table. If it's something you want to pick up, just give me a shout on online, and I'll be glad to save you a copy for you to pick up at an event that we'll be at. All right, that's gonna do it for me. My name is Doug. This has been Victory Condition Gaming, because winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you next time.